Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Dude, it's been so long, man. I missed y'all. This episode's great, man. This is me and Strictly Bake. There's not much RuneScape on this one. We talk a little bit of RuneScape at the end, but this is kind of more just like a celebration episode. We get into some really crazy topics. For the first about 32 minutes and 25 seconds, we talk about all the wildness going on with these riots and all this shit and BLM. And, you know, our opinions are probably not even what you would expect them to be. Kind of like not one way or another. Just kind of a simply observational, you know, just observing it and discussing it. Because it's kind of like an elephant in the room right now as far as the past 2 months. But, guys, after 32 minutes and 25 seconds, we get into some crazy stuff. We talk about Nikola Tesla. We talk about Mike Tyson on Rogan, talking about Conquerors and Genghis Khan and stuff. We talk about Cobra Kai, OnlyFans, Operation Paperclip. Do people really care about anything if there's profit not involved for them? Could we build houses out of hemp for around $10,000? We talk about World War II, the Cold War. We talk about Hitler on speed. We talk about the sun also rises. We talk about all this crazy, awkward race relationship going on right now and this eerie feeling of a civil war impending. But anyways, guys, sit back, relax, and like I said, if the crazy race relationship's not really for you, if you're tired of hearing about it, skip forward to about 32 minutes and 25 seconds. Otherwise, like I said, our opinions might surprise you. But all right, guys. Next episode, it's going to be more RuneScape centered, but this is kind of more of a celebration. So, it's good to be back, and I look forward to doing more podcasting. I got some great plans. All right, guys, peace. Well, welcome back, Craig. We also got Strictly Bake with us, joined in. So, all right, so where were we? Yeah, we were, I was at this bar, and the bartender guy was from Richmond. Like I said, he was, it's on, like, death's doorstep, about 38 years old, something like that, like, super old. But, so, I'm chilling there, drinking my beers, and, you know, these people are from Richmond, we're talking, and it's like a couple, and they're, like, a little bit older. And they say something about like the monument. They were talking about how the monuments were getting taken down because like we have a street called like Monument Avenue or whatever. And obviously Richmond being the capital of the Confederacy, like back then during the Civil War, is kind of, I guess, a hot topic or an epicenter of Confederate history, you could say. But so people were like talking about that. And then I was talking to him and I was just like kind of saying like just stating the obvious of like how it's a shame that local business owners feel obligated to spray paint BLM on plywood and board up their windows in fear of being vandalized. It just kind of makes race relationships a little bit odd. It doesn't feel natural. And, you know, I could go into that. But, you know, there's some people that are probably doing it as a genuine thing. There's some people that are doing it as a virtue signaling thing. But you totally can tell. You just get this vibe from like some of these businesses that you see that they're just doing it as a virtue signaling thing, but like as a preventative measure from their shit being smashed and set on fire and all that shit.
Well,
and,
yeah, dude.
So you would say so?
I would say a lot of them probably. If I owned a business in a fucking inner city, dude, I would put that shit up just so people wouldn't fuck with my stuff.
Exactly, and that's just not. It doesn't seem natural. It just seems like it's making like the race relationships weird. Like it's like a fake making things.
It's actually what it's doing is having the opposite effect of what they're intending to do. And people are out there yelling Black Lives Matter, which they do, and police need to fucking chill the fuck out. I agree. But like rioting and shit is not going to solve anything. And if you're rioting and looting small businesses that these people spent years to build up and they're liberal, dude, and we're going to vote Democrat, like there's a good chance that they're not going to anymore if you fucking loot all their shit because they're like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's this bad under a Republican president, how much worse would it be with a Democrat for president?
Yeah, the whole thing seems a little bit politicized. Like BLM kind of seems tied more with the left. Masks seem a little bit tied more with the left, which it shouldn't be. Like wearing a mask should not be tied with.
It shouldn't be tied to any politics at all.
Anyways, so long story short about that whole story about being at the bar and starting to talk about this is the point of the story is that like I'm talking to this couple and then like 5-10 minutes later this like hot blonde MILF comes up to me, dude. Like this hot North Carolina fucking honey blonde hair, fucking sun-kissed skin, like big jugs, comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, sweetie, I heard what you were talking about." She's like, "Are you a conservative?" And I was like, honestly, no, I don't believe in either the left nor the right, because I think that they're basically puppets pulled by the same puppeteer. I told her that, like, you can pretty much tell if there's only two choices, that's kind of an illusion of freedom. But I said it, all in like very few words. But she's like, "Well, whatever it is, you're doing great, honey. Keep it up." And she bought, like, she walks out, and then like my next drink, the bartender's like, "Get whatever you want. She bought you your next round." And I'm like, "Oh shit!" And then the couple that I was talking to, they also bought me a round as well, or they might have even paid for my tab. I don't remember, but it was something really cool like that, and it made me feel so good, like that I don't associate with the right or the left, conservative or Democrat, but I try to play, like, in the middle. But yet someone, that lady, she just like realized, she was like, "Whatever you're doing, like, I don't know, that felt really good, like, because I just feel like there's some people that don't have a voice right now, or they feel like they don't have a voice right now. They feel like maybe their shit will be broken into if they say something, vandalizing all that shit. So for me to, like, for her to buy me that drink, it felt really cool. But yeah, man, that was when I went to Nags Head, North Carolina, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, for my cousin's wedding, and it was an awesome time, man. I can't even lie, dude. I teared up when he was getting married, when him and his wife were saying their vows. I mean, this is a kid that I grew up with, like, since we were babies. Like, we were basically like brothers, like, that, 6 years old, 5 years old, 8 years old. We'd always be hanging out, like, all the way up to probably about 10th grade, around 10th, 11th grade. Probably about 10th grade, we're still built like we were boys. We hung out all the time. And then just to watch him get married, bro, like, right there too, on the, like, right in front of the water, it was insane, man. I just couldn't help it. I was like, Jesus, man, this is beautiful, because he's such a nice kid.
You teared up and shit?
I did. I mean, I was on Kratom. I wasn't like
pretty gay, dude.
Couldn't help it, man. I'm just like,
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I'm like, this dude deserves it, man. But and I got tore up at the drinking afterwards. But so yeah, that was that whole story. That was my whole getting bought around or getting my tab paid for, because I try to play, like, the middle card and, not fall into the trickery of, conservative or Democrat.
They're fucking both parties are fucking puppets ran by the same people, dude. You got the illusion of choice. It doesn't really exist.
You heard it. You heard it here first.
But hey, that might just be me sounding like a fucking whack job.
Fuck no, dude. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty damn obvious. You only got two damn choices in a vote, like, for a political party, and they're always rivaling against each other. I think that's pretty obvious that it's like, okay, well, maybe there should be something new about it.
Well, I mean, there are third parties, but if you vote for one, you just, like, it's basically a wasted fucking vote.
It's basically a fucking wasted vote, and I think you have to have a certain amount of money to even campaign. Like, I think you literally have to raise a certain amount of money to even be allowed into, like, the third parties and shit.
Yeah, I think you're right. But yeah, there's a reason they never have them at the presidential debates. Like, there's other people running for fucking president that aren't a Republican or a Democrat. I mean, there's multiple third parties, but they'll never have them at the fucking debates, because it'd make too much fucking sense. But, like, a lot of people are ignorant as fuck and don't even know that there's a third choice that you could pick.
Right.
And a lot of people are so fucking ignorant, they don't even know the policies or what the fuck. They just vote on their color like a fucking sports game.
Yeah, dude. For real. That's a funny way to put it, but
that's what it is, bro. People treat politics like it's fucking sports, dude. And if you don't agree, then fuck you. And if you don't agree, then fuck you. And it's just like, go team go, and it's fucking stupid, dude.
100%, man. 100%. That, and people can do whatever the fuck they want, but I think it pays to kind of see things from kind of a center point, and then look at both directions rather than looking at things from one extreme or another, like the fact that that lady thought that I was conservative and she bought me a drink, but in reality, I'm actually not at all. You know what I mean?
I mean, I tend like my views definitely tend to lean more conservative than liberal with a lot of shit, but like that doesn't mean that I'm like strictly on that side and I have to agree with everything that they're fucking parroting, you know what I mean?
Exactly, dude. Exactly. And then the more we can realize that, the more we can realize that most people are probably in the center anyways, and we can stop pretending.
You know what really fucking chaps my ass about Black Lives Matter, dude? Is
What's that?
like they own, and I mean, you're part black, dude, so like you're the perfect person to have this conversation with. Like, I agree, and I'm sure you do, that police
Go
brutality is
ahead,
an
shoot.
issue, right?
Yeah, go ahead, shoot. But I mean,
Yeah.
not actually shoot.
Yeah, no, hands up, don't shoot though. Anyway, though, like police brutality is obviously an issue, like period, across all races. But yeah, black people tend to get it more. Um, but like that seems to be the only Black lives people care about. Is like if you're a black person and you were killed by a white cop, then your life matters. But if you were like a fucking 8-year-old in the hood that got hit by a stray bullet, nobody is fucking marching for you, dude. Nobody gives a fuck. It gets mentioned in the news, the fucking 6 o'clock news at night, and then you don't ever hear about it again. Like to me, it would seem like all of them matter, but like only
Right.
the ones that get killed by white cops seem to, like that's all people give a fuck about, dude.
I
They
see
don't
what
care
you're
about
saying.
all. They don't care about all the other black people that get killed for other different reasons. It's like just if it was a cop.
So, like, for example, black on black violence. So, like, gang violence, like, like you were saying, like, drive-by or something like that. That might sound so alien to some people. Like, I don't know if you live in maybe Kansas. I don't really know what it's like there, but I mean, here in Richmond, that's not alien at all for there to be gang violence for example, for black people to be killing black people. And that's a real issue. And I've been listening to some music from some local artists from here in Richmond that I love. Like I just found out about these guys. It's like they're all waving guns and shit like this in the music video. It's all alien to me. Like I can't really relate to it, but their flow is so good. I'll send it to you later. But yeah, it's kind of the question of like, okay, well, why is no one standing up like against the violence that they're talking about, perpetuating the system of.
Because it's not a race issue, bro. It's a culture issue.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, 13% of the population is responsible for 50% of the murder. 80% of that murder is black on black. That shit's not happening with black people in the suburbs, dude. That shit only happens in inner cities because it has everything to do with culture and nothing to fucking do with race. White people get sucked into the same gangbang shit. It just so happens that there's a lot more black people that live in inner cities.
That's an
So the fucking
interesting.
numbers are going to get skewed, bro. But it's like, and a lot of schools in the city, dude. My cousin was a teacher, like in a fucking bad inner city, dude. And it's like a lot of those kids, like you get made fun of for getting good grades and like wanting to go to college and shit. Like kids will fucking legit make fun of you for that. And like they seem to think the only way to get out the hood is either be a fucking professional at sports or a rapper. And it's like that's not it at all, dude. Like if you do well in school and you go to college, you can easily get the fuck out of there. It's not an issue, but most kids don't ever fucking see that as an option because it's a fucking culture problem, not a race problem. The fucking white kids that go to the hood in the same schools got the same fucking problem. There's just not near as many of them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's actually a really interesting way to put
You
it.
know what
Like,
I mean, bro? Most fucking rappers aren't out there, rapping about positive shit and how you could positively change yourself and affect your community and shit like that. It's all fucking gang banging and sex and drugs and money and shit like. And people listen to that and then that's who they want to be.
yeah, it is a really odd paradigm. Like I've come to this conclusion through
Again, I'm just a fucking idiot. I might be completely wrong, but it sounds legit to me.
hey man, I mean, look, if we can't speak our thoughts, our thoughts don't necessarily concrete into opinion. Just because you think something at a certain time doesn't mean that is concrete your opinion for the rest of your life. But
No,
we
I've
have to have
changed
a
my mind
space.
about a lot of shit.
Yeah, so we have to have a space to where we can just shoot the shit, and that's kind of what this is, where you're not gonna get judged for that type of shit or canceled or some bullshit like that.
No, I
Because
mean, maybe if somebody will hear this and they'll be like, fuck, he's kind of right. And maybe some people will just call me a racist or whatever. People like to do that if you disagree with them on shit, especially shit like that. Like for me, I've literally been called racist before, telling someone that Black Lives Matter people chant and only give a fuck if a black person's killed by a white cop. Nobody cares about the rest of the black people that died. I got called a racist for saying that. I'm like, how the fuck am I racist? Like, I care about all of the black people, bro. I care about all people. I don't want anybody to fucking die for any reason, let alone from the fucking police, but like for any reason. There's no reason to be fucking killing each other. And then there's unintended shit, dude. Like kids die all the fucking time from gang shit, dude. And I don't mean like 13 or 14-year-olds. I mean like fucking like 6-year-olds will just get shot in their fucking house. Like some fucking idiot does a drive-by and then bam. Some 6-year-old kid that never even had a fucking chance is dead. And nobody gives a fuck except for the family. It's like you hear it on the news and it's just, well, that's business as usual. And then you don't ever hear it about again. It's just one fucking time.
well, I don't watch the news, so I don't really
I
know.
don't
But
either, but I
like,
mean, I've seen the fucking news, and where I
what about
live,
that?
it's like every fucking day somebody's getting shot, but
What about
kids
that?
die all the time.
What about that little kid? Like, what's his name? Cannon, the 6-year-old, the 8-year-old, that white kid that was shot in the head by the black dude who was neighbors with this guy. Like, that was a fucking crazy, really sad story. I don't like to really fill my head with too much sadness because, I firmly do believe that, or at least at this age, I'm starting to understand that your thoughts kind of are like a ripple in the universe. So it's like you throw a stone out into the universe. So if I keep thinking about negative things, it's going to affect something. Like if I don't kill people, or if I don't torture animals, but I still think about it all the time, then that I still think has an effect on things. So I don't really like to, observe too much sadness. But yeah, that I feel like that didn't get too much crazy coverage, and it's I don't know, like even the hurricane, man, the destruction in Louisiana. That's Taxing sent me some pictures of some live Snapchat videos of like where he was at. Dude, the trees were like fucking diagonal.
Oh yeah, that shit was wild, dude.
He sent me like some pictures of like local businesses and shit, like their destruction compared to like Katrina. It was like this one building that had all these windows blown out and shit. And like these people
Yeah,
didn't
he
have like
posted a lot of that shit on Discord. By the way, join the Discord, folks, if you're listening. It's a fun time.
yeah. So how are they going to do that? How are they going to do this? Because it's Rogan and RuneScape hashtag 7490. Rogan, the R is capitalized, and the A is capitalized, and then RuneScape, the R is capitalized. So you got to make sure you capitalize it. It's so dumb. But
That's not the server. That's not the server name, bro. That's like.
Oh yeah, that's my name. I forget. That's my. I think that's
You
my.
need to change the you need to change it so it's not a bunch of random shit. I mean, you could always post it in the description.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. But for
I
now,
think I could change it.
for now, guys, add me. It's Rogan and RuneScape hashtag 7490. That's my username, but capital R and A and R. And after we do this, man, I'm going to talk to you some ideas that I've been having as far as growing the community, because I took like a 2-month break off, but now I'm kind of back at it. I want to get my Slayer up so bad, dude. I'm 2 levels away from gargoyles. Not to segue into RuneScape so abruptly, but I'm 2 levels away from unlocking gargoyles, and I think I'm like 60k away from 89 range. And like once I get to 90, dude, I'm gonna be so stoked to get those last 9 levels. Like
It's gonna be slow, bro. 92 is halfway to 99.
You kidding me?
No, I swear to God, level 92 is halfway to 99 experience-wise.
Oh, well, it might be a while.
It's 13 mil XP, dude.
Maybe I'll stop at 92 and then like work on the other combat.
Yeah, like 92 is like 6.7 mil, and it's like a little over 13 mil to get 99.
Man. Yeah, but I don't know, just to sum it up, it's I feel like people can't even like talk about this shit. Like they either have to be for it or against it. What I've started to realize is that the media is doing this shit on purpose. I mean,
Fuck yeah, they are, dude. Like this headline is a perfect example. You ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
It says, a 13-year-old boy with autism was shot by police after his mother called for help managing a mental breakdown. What's wrong with that headline?
Well, mental breakdown managing, maybe it's referring to he was having like, I don't know, he is mental, and maybe he was having a meltdown, like he was threatening to shoot up the place.
No, there's nothing
that
wrong
what it
with
was?
that headline. Well, I mean, other than the fact it's fucked up, but like text-wise, no,
Not
that's
what it
fine.
was.
Okay, now tell me what's wrong with this headline.
I don't know. That would be kind of like what I would think, like 13-year-old boy having a mental breakdown. If he
All right,
has,
now
you said
listen to this
autism,
headline.
right? That's
yeah.
I don't know what is wrong with it. What
You
is wrong
ready?
with that
Okay, now
title?
listen to this headline. A
Seems like we
black
might have lost Bake
13-year-old
here.
boy with autism was shot by police after his mother called for
Paging
help
Bake.
managing a mental breakdown. What?
I don't know. Craig might fucking be lame again and lag out. But anyways, guys, what I'm basically saying,
Did you hear what I
and I think
said?
what we're saying is that we both agree. You know, he's already said, Bake has already said, and I've already said that. Or I haven't said this yet. He has said this, but we obviously acknowledge that there is a problem with the way that the police treat, I would say, anyone, despite what any race they are. But it's definitely a problem with how the way that historically, you know, I mean, I remember listening to NWA back in like high school, and them having like lines about like planting crack on you or something like that. And you know, you got Dave Chappelle joking about the police like sprinkling crack on you and stuff like that, which it might seem so far fetched now, but it's
Open
like
a shit
really
face,
at a
Jonathan.
certain point that probably was a reality in 1980s. And
Yeah,
just the fact
considering
that
the
prison
fucking
system
CIA,
kind of
the
is an
CIA is
extension
the
of
one that
slavery,
flooded the
because
fucking
you
streets
know
with coke in
people
the
are in
first
there for
place.
like sometimes nonviolent offenses. They might have had an ounce of cocaine on them, and next thing they know, they're in jail for 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, and they have to do freaking labor, getting paid 5 cents on the dollar, some stupid shit like that.
Yo, can you hear me?
Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna pause real quick because I can't hear Bake, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna pause this and then come back and see what's good.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me now?
I got you.
Okay. Yeah,
where
no,
were we?
what you were saying with the crack shit though, like it's fucking I don't know. It's full circle bullshit, bro, because the fucking the government, the CIA is the one that flooded the fucking streets with crack in the 80s to begin with.
Right.
They didn't flood the fucking boondocks with it, bro. They flooded the inner cities. Then you know what I mean? Then people start selling the shit, and then you could lock them up for years because crack is crack, bro. But it's fucked up the fact that the government's the one that spread the shit in the first place.
So there is some like definitely some reasoning behind all this shit that's going on right now, but I don't feel like it's pretty obvious that it's not all natural. And I haven't done the research yet. I listened to some different conspiracy podcasts. Of course, you got Tinfoil Hat with Sam Tripoli, but then you also have Isaac Weishaupt's.
Are you saying cocaine is not natural?
No, I'm saying the BLM movement's not natural. It's synthetic. There's been money put into it.
Fuck yeah, and not went anywhere, bro. Where's that money went? Nowhere. Definitely not back to the fucking black communities that need it.
Well, it's just so convoluted because you have like celebrities talking about like, you know, oh, we'll free, you know, you go to jail, you know, we'll free you. Like if you go looting and, you know, setting shit on fire. I think honestly, what I honestly think is that there are agents of chaos, basically people that are put in that are destructive forces that discredit the movement. And the reason I think this is for two very obvious reasons. One, look up Occupy Wall Street. I think it was back in 2012. They had undercover. They had undercover police, undercover government people that would be smashing windows and causing violence at a peaceful protest so that it would give them the justification to come in and shut things down because it would have been an otherwise peaceful protest. I 100% think that's what's going on. And the second thing is just like with the whole Antifa thing. I think Antifa has been very Like,
Occupy Wall Street was kind of fucking dumb anyway. Like, bro, if I make $10 million a year, do you know how high taxes are if you make over 200K a year? It's
no.
almost 50%. It's like 48%, dude. So you're telling me if I make $10 million, I got to give 5 back to you motherfuckers? Like, no, just shut the fuck up and take the money. Like, you know what I mean, bro? All these people making all this money, like, sure, they might make 100 million fucking dollars in a year, but 50 million of it's going back to your fucking broke ass.
Well, the sad thing is like, as someone that starts up a business, like a guy, say if he gets rich, he has a business, he's been working hard his whole life. Then he starts to make $10 million. Yeah, maybe that guy, I don't know, 50% sounds high, but then, we can also look at like certain European, Scandinavian countries where the tax rate might be
Where
like
it's
40%.
fucking, that's for
But
everybody. But
here's
they also have fucking universal health care. They got,
education.
they got all their shit is fucking free, dude. College is free, medicine's free, all that shit that should be free is fucking free. The problem in America is it's too fucking late for free shit, bro. Like Bernie wanted to give free college. You can't give free college. The money isn't there. If you would have started doing free college 50 or 60 fucking years ago before the price of tuition has,
Right.
multiplied itself by 50 times. Like, dude, back in the 70s, you could work part-time at McDonald's and pay for your fucking college. You can't fucking do that shit no more. It's impossible. You have to take out fucking government loans that are fucking astronomical, and then you fucking spend the next 10 years of your life paying that shit off. Probably not even working a fucking job you got your degree in, dude. Like, it's a fucked up system, man.
It is. We're so big, man. The only other countries that come close, to mine are fucking Russia and China as far as geographically the size of ours. Like they're the runner ups or whatever, the same our peers. And I mean, so we're, kind of competing with people of like a country of that size. Okay. So like here, what you were talking about the taxes though, the $10 million, the kind of one of the shames about it is when it comes to like offshore bank accounts and like how there's it's called like the double Irish loophole. I'm pretty sure is the name of it. There are like these loopholes and shit that corporations can do to where like a corporation,
their money goes offshore and you end up dodging the taxes for sure. But there's people that do it legit, that pay their taxes, and it's like, this dude's giving you 50% already. How much of his fucking money do you want him to give you? Like to the point where he's broke, or like what? I don't like. Obviously, he's doing something right. If he's making 10 million a year, he has to already give 5 back. How much should he give back? 7, 8, 9 million? Like, how much do you want this dude to give back?
I don't think anything over 40 would be really fair.
That's what I'm saying. Like 50% is fucking crazy.
But
back to my headline thing because I cut out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Finish what you're saying.
Oh no, I was just saying I do think though it would help though if corporations had some sort of responsibility of like, say, Amazon, if they didn't do like these double Irish loopholes or whatever where they like didn't have to pay the amount of taxes that maybe they should. I think maybe the economy would have been helped out a lot more if corporations would do that type of stuff. But what was up with the kid?
Okay. So here's the headline, right? A 13-year-old boy with autism was shot by police after his mother called for help managing a mental breakdown. All right? Nothing wrong with that title. Except for, I mean, it's obviously like fucked up that happened. Right? Okay, now listen to this title. And this actually did happen like today or yesterday or something. I'm reading the legit news thing. Okay, so this is the fucked up title. A 13-year-old black boy with autism was shot by police after his mother called for help managing a mental breakdown. Like, I knew immediately that it was a white kid because they didn't specify his race. But like, they only fucking ever specify race if you're black. Like, why the fuck is that even? That's not a race issue. But if it was a black kid, they would have mentioned that he was black in the headline.
I think part of it is Rogan had a guest on, and forgive me for not remembering who, but Rogan had a guest on recently that was talking about how how black people have such a big influence on American culture. Whereas if you look at sports, music, or fashion, it really is like
it's true, yeah.
if you ask like, a white kid playing basketball in elementary school, who his idols are for NBA, he's going to most likely tell you like LeBron and like what's his favorite rap. It's most likely going to be black people. So what the dude on Rogan was saying was that there's a huge market in the black community. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think that's why the left particularly is trying to compartmentalize people into these left and right things. I think it's because if they were to get the black voters on their side, I mean, for one, it's, obviously they have them on their side, but then also it's just like a big money thing, because what liberal means is more government involvement and conservative means less. So if you have a lot of black people voting liberal, then that means you're giving the government more power.
Yeah.
So I think that they're really
But
just
like that kid, nobody gives a fuck about that kid. If it were a black kid, bro, they would be marching in the streets. That's all I'm saying. Is this like fucked up that everything has to be about race? Everything shouldn't fucking be about race, man. Like a fucking kid got shot by the police and he shouldn't have. It doesn't matter what fucking color he is. It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and I do not like this whole like Civil War-esque feeling.
It feels like there's about to be a race war. But at the same time, if you go fucking talk to anybody, like nobody is parroting this shit that the fucking news does, dude. Like I mean, where I live in fucking Hicksville, USA, bro. Like straight up rednecks. And like nobody gives a fuck that, you know what I mean? There's not like racist people out here like saying shit to black people, dude. Like it just doesn't fucking happen. Like everybody's cool. We're on the same page. Like you matter, I matter. I'm not saying all lives matter because I know that's like defeats the fucking. It's not the same. Like if your house was on fire, you wouldn't fucking as the neighbor be like, oh well, all houses matter. Like no, your fucking house matter because yours is the one on fire. But like everybody seems to be cool. Like there's not this like strong fucking tension between like races right now. At least where I live in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. I mean, there's like a handful of black people. They're all cool. I just sang karaoke with one last week. It was fucking chill. Like everybody's cool with them. I don't know. I don't
What do
know
you
what they're
sing?
going on about, bro. For all kinds of shit.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Pink Floyd, little bit Pink Floyd.
that's really it's really like cool of you and kind of big of you to realize that that just kind of to maybe to I don't know, like to realize that it's not like that like as much. And yes, it is. I mean, there are still racist people.
For sure, dude.
I'm
it's
in Virginia.
Just not like people are making it out to be.
No, like it's not like in my area. It's not like that either. Like you're not really gonna get, I don't know, assaulted like just because of the color of your skin. And I think honestly, black people like white people more than anyone wants to acknowledge. And I think white people like black people more than anyone wants to acknowledge. And it's just like it's not about a race thing. It's about like it's a class thing, really.
Yeah, it's a class thing. I don't give a fuck what color you are. If you're a fucking shithead, I don't like you. Like it's that simple. I don't care. Like I fucking worked with Mexicans for fucking years. Cool as fuck. I've never met one I didn't like. I met like one of them that I didn't like out of the fucking dozens that I worked with.
Right.
But yeah, it's like there's no fucking hatred towards a race. It's just like MLK said. He said it perfectly. Don't judge someone by the color of their skin, but the content of their character or some shit like that. Ain't that what he said?
Yeah, it sounds pretty familiar. It's bizarre, man. We're going through a wild time, man. You got the BLM, you got the COVID, you have Ghislaine Maxwell being arrested by the FBI.
She ain't gonna say shit, dog.
I think a couple things have come out, but I don't know. I don't know if it's official or anything like that. I forget what the dude's name is. There's one name I think that came out that but it wasn't like an actor or anything like that.
It's just fucked up, man, because people know this shit's going on. And like now more people are starting to know shit's going on. Like everybody was like fucking freaking out about the Epstein thing. I'm like, seriously? I've known about this Epstein shit for like 4 fucking years. But anytime I would mention it, I was a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Right.
But then he got caught, and it's like, oh, well, now I'm not so fucking crazy, huh?
Dude, that right there was like, I was not happy about any of this, but like you said, man, I've known about this for like 4 years.
Yeah, like I knew about the Epstein shit for fucking years, dude.
And I mean, it's been like he's been doing his thing since like the 90s. I think is when he got his first like
nobody really caught a whiff of it until like 4 or 5 years ago, and then it started to spread around in, what you'd call a conspiracy circle. Which the government created the term conspiracy theorists, like just to dismiss people. Like they did it, I think, after Kennedy. Like,
yes.
Yeah, they just started labeling people conspiracy theorists, and then all your average Joes are like, they hear it, and then they're like, nut job. Like, they don't even give a fuck what you have to say.
Yeah.
Like 9/11, dude. I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm not an engineer. I didn't build the building. Like, yeah, 2 planes flew into it, but the official story we got, the narrative, like, just surrounding it was bullshit. Like, there was just so many loose ends that don't make any sense. There's just too much at once for it not to be some fuck shit. There's been declassified documents and shit now that it was Saudi funded, but again, nobody gives a fuck about that. You could tell somebody that and tell them to go look it up, and they will still think you're fucking crazy. Like this whole virus shit, bro. I called this shit before it even happened, dude.
What do you mean?
Like day one when they said there was an outbreak in China, I said, watch. Like, this shit's gonna spread all over the fucking world like wildfire. And it's because it's on the U.S. Department of Justice. You can literally go on the Department of Justice and find it. There was a dude that got caught with vials of blood at the Boston airport on his way to Wuhan.
Huh.
Yeah, bro.
And that just got declassified.
No, that wasn't even classified. It was on their website for anyone to read. It's on the Department of Justice website.
Yeah, and so this brings me kind of to an interesting thing. What do you think would have been the public's reaction, let alone what do you think the media's reaction would have been if the president had shut the borders down in January or February when whenever it was, March, when those planes from Wuhan were coming in and landing in California? Don't you think that if the President Trump would have closed the borders back then in January or February, like, and not allowed anyone in,
he would have been racist. He would have been more racist than he already is. It's a losing battle. If he would have closed them earlier, he would have been racist. 100%. If he would have closed them later, then he's responsible for all these deaths. Well, now he didn't close them soon enough, but he's also a racist because he closed them. It's fucking stupid, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, and I was thinking about this today, and I wrote it down in my notes.
Granted, he did say a bunch of dumb shit, but like some of that dumb shit he said, I'm like, dude, he's got to be fucking with people. Like the fucking UV light and like injecting yourself with bleach and disinfectant. Like,
I think the UV
the dude didn't. Like, maybe, but like, dude, I think the only reason he said that shit was because like it's so fucking far out there. There's no way he believes that. Like, nobody with a fucking even in their halfway right mind would believe that. But he knew if he said some dumb shit like that everybody was going to pick it up, and that's all they were going to talk about.
I think that's kind of a part of the problem with being a 70 or 80-year-old guy running, the
Bro,
most
I
powerful
would troll
country in the world.
fuck out of people if I was president, dude.
It kind of concerns me, like, as far like I'm not a Trump fan, and I'm not
me either, dude. I'm not a Trump fan at all. I just call a spade, and like that dude, regardless of when he shut the fucking borders down, that was a lose-lose for him.
The thing about Biden, though, man, is that, like, same thing with, like, Epstein, how, like, you knew about it, like, 4 years ago and all that shit. Well, around that same time when I was looking at Epstein stuff, before Biden was even running for president, I think when he was, like, under Obama or whatever, I would see videos of him, like like touching like little girls.
Yeah, most of those fucking videos aren't new, dude. Like you and me have both saw those years ago.
Yes. So I didn't like the guy, and I thought he was creepy years and years before he was ever running for presidency. And like he's old, or was he like 80 or something like that? He's older than Trump, and so like once again, not a Trump fan, but like to have this creepy guy that can't talk, like can barely even speak at all, and he's like 80 some years old. You're telling me that you think that he individually has what it takes to run the country? He's not his own man, is basically what I'm trying to say. It's obvious that he's not his own like man that's thinking of plans on his own or even speaking for himself. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Trump's an actor. Like he has been an actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
WWII, The Apprentice, on that shit.
Yeah, he was in Home Alone 2, the hit motion picture featuring Macaulay Culkin.
Was he really?
Yeah, dude. Because Macaulay Culkin ended up in Trump Tower at one point, and like he walked by Trump in the hallway or bumped into him or something.
Oh my god, dude! What about the fact that fucking
he's in the goddamn WWE Hall of Fame? Can I get a hell yeah?
He gets stone cold stunnered by Stone Cold Steve Austin at that time. But dude, what about his uncle that took the that got the like the he basically got shit from Tesla after Tesla died. He got these patented things or whatever from Tesla, and that's like something you can like look up. Like I think it's Trump's uncle. He got like when Nikola Tesla died, he got the patents to some of his inventions and stuff like that. So I mean, it's all pretty interesting. As far as like what
Tesla got fucked big time, bro.
Yeah, that's sad as fuck, man.
Yeah, dude. Edison used him like a fucking $2 whore and then kicked him to the curb.
I'm confused about his whole thing because, like, I used to think the government killed him, which I'm not saying if they did.
No, he literally just went insane.
Yeah, because I was watching a documentary and they were talking about how like he was like old, like when he died, like he was older when he died. So I mean, maybe like basically like he had all these inventions and stuff, and then he like started to lose money because his financiers like
his investors backed off, and it's like he died fucking broke. Like penniless. He had no fucking money when he died. That's a goddamn shame. Like, dude was literally trying to give the world free energy, and because you can make more money, invested in the fucking Westinghouse and the electric we have now. Like, you can make money on that. You're not making any money with free electric through the fucking air. Free fucking energy through the air. Nope, we can charge people for it. Fuck them.
Yo, what about this, bro? So I've been watching some different things recently, and one of them was talking about how the Nazis back in the 40s were developing schematics for anti-gravitational like vehicles. Have you heard of this?
I have not, no. There's also the dude that made the car that ran on water.
Yeah.
Mysteriously just died of a heart attack in a restaurant at a meeting with, I believe, investors.
Yeah, he was going to go talk to like the Department of something, whatever. It was like government people he was going to go sell his idea to, and he was having dinner, like you said, and then like according to his brother said that he told him like I've been poisoned, and he had like a heart attack or something like that. Which, well, I mean, really, is that too far-fetched to believe when there's been multiple ideas? I mean,
because you can't make money off water. You can make money off petroleum. Here I am, sound like a fucking crazy conspiracy theorist, bro. If money can be made, that's why there's war, because war makes money, dude.
Dude, I was thinking about this today, and I wrote it down kind of briefly. And basically what I was thinking is that everyone is doing shit for money. And if money is not involved, they don't care. So basically, it's like they're caught up in a system of not caring because they have to have the money. But if like, it's like, how can we get past people not caring if there's not like profit involved. If that, like, does that make sense? Like, people only, like, for the Epstein thing, yeah, people didn't give too much of a fuck back then. Like, there was no money involved or anything like that. Or like, Tesla dying, there's not money involved. People don't give a fuck. People give a fuck about if they're gonna eat tomorrow and if they can pay their rent tomorrow. You know what I mean?
So yeah, but the people making money off of fucking electricity and petroleum, the people that were in charge of that, the same reason fucking marijuana's illegal, which also makes hemp illegal. The only fucking reason they made the shit illegal in the first place was because it was going to put the fucking logging industries out of business. You got cheaper, better paper. The fucking loggers didn't want that.
Makes sense to me, man.
Well, that, and so they also used it to kind of put the black man down.
Well, it's funny that you bring up hemp, because on the same little note that I wrote down when I did about how people don't give a fuck about anything unless there's money involved, I also wrote down hempcrete, because like we talked about before, man. I know I brought this up before. Like, there's something called hempcrete. You can make concrete from hemp.
It's just as strong as concrete.
So why are we not able to build houses for $10,000? You can.
Bro, there was an Indian that did it on a reserve, bro. Grew hemp on a fucking Indian reserve, right? DEA came in, stole all of his fucking hemp. He's like, it's not even marijuana, it's hemp. I'm going to use it to build a house. Bro, they fucking took all his hemp on a goddamn Indian reserve. Like, dude.
Fucking ruthless, man.
What? DEA's a bunch of bitches, dude. But yeah, if it makes money, there's people that want in on it. That's why we've been at war in the Middle East for fucking 30 years. That's why almost every war we've been involved in post World War II has been for complete bullshit reasons.
Oh yeah, because think about the void.
Like the fucking Cold War. Like, yeah, Kennedy pretty much fucking saved our asses on that one. What people fail to fucking remember is he also kind of fucking started it, dude. Yeah, like Vietnam, no fucking business in Vietnam. You might have a case for Korea.
I don't know anything about Korean War. I don't know why they did that.
The Korean War is the reason there's a North and South Korea now. They used to just be Korea.
Were they communist, I wonder? Is that why we went in? Like, even still, isn't that kind of fucking shady to just because different, like, we allow people to have different religion, why can't they have different government?
Well, we had our own civil war just because people didn't like people because they were a little bit different than them.
Yeah, dude, I've been watching a shit ton of World War II documentaries still, and like there was a vacuum that was created, like a void after World War II, because you got to think all the men were like drafted and were, a lot of them wanted to fight for a cause, because back then people had a meaning to their life. Like, now a lot of people feel like meaningless and shit because there's so many different things that you're exposed to, like Instagram and all this shit. People don't know what their maybe not meaning, but purpose. They don't know what their purpose is. But like going back to like World War II, 1930s, 40s, when they're just coming out of the Great Depression, and they literally like just came out of the Great Depression.
Yeah.
And then they had a purpose, dude. Their purpose, like, whether or not it was justified, whether or not there's some bullshit, the sinking.
World War II, dude. I mean, yeah, they sunk the U-boat, or the U-boat sunk the American cruise liner. I get that. Pearl Harbor, like, the president knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen like 2 weeks before it fucking happened, and just let it happen anyway, because we needed a reason to fucking invade Japan, just like we needed a reason to fucking go into Europe, which was why the Germans said, if you bring non-German vessels into these waters, then our U-boats will shoot you.
Yes.
And they took a fucking American cruise liner, like, full of innocent people, not even military, dude, just innocent people, into those waters on purpose, so it got sank and we could go into Europe. And we came in at the tail end of the war anyway. I mean,
yes.
Like, we basically played cleanup. We played cleanup like a motherfucker, bro. Like, we played some cleanup, but yeah.
Very true. Like,
like, that's one though. Like, you kind of fucking needed to be involved in that one. You couldn't just sit back and say, that'll work itself out. Like,
yeah, because Hitler, he was on meth and cocaine and barbiturates and codeine.
Bro, all
like
the Nazis were on meth.
Pervitin, bro. They were all on fucking Pervitin, which was methamphetamine, which is meth. Yes.
How
And
the fuck
that's
you think they took France, bro? They were tank drivers up for 3 fucking days straight. Literally 3 days driving a tank. It's just go to sleep, bro. Whenever the fuck you go to sleep, it's ours.
bro, that's the whole thing. Like Blitzkrieg, like
Yeah.
they would come in and just strike hard and fast and just keep pushing. Well, these other countries probably didn't know how they were pushing so goddamn hard. It's a little thing called ice, buddy. It's called fucking glass.
Ironically, ice is also what fucking lost them the war. Hitler was so goddamn high. He's like, yeah, fuck it. We're going to Russia in the middle of winter. They did not have the fucking supplies they needed.
Fuck no, I forget what the name. If it's like Norgard or Novgorod or something like that, Russia. But yeah, they went in undersupplied, and but yeah, dude, it created such a big vacuum after World War II was over because all these men were in the war. That was their job. That's how they were getting paid. All these women were working the factory positions the men were previously working. And they just came out of the Great Depression. So then when World War II ends and there's no more war economy, a military, an industrial military complex or whatever, then they're like, oh God, what happens if we go into another Great Depression? We were just in one in the, I think it was like the late 20s. You know what I mean?
Great Depression was the 30s.
Okay, so that's even more soon. Yeah. So the fear of that happening again, you know, the economy was probably super good with the war. So I think that's probably what.
No, the economy was fucking bad with the war, bro. It was real bad.
Oh, really?
No, we didn't have any fucking money or supplies.
Actually, World War II did help the American economy. If you Google, was the United States economy good during World War II, you'll find that we were in the Depression, and then the factory started to produce goods and stuff during the war effort, and the unemployment rate dropped to around 10%.
They actually, the government made hemp legal during World War II so that we could make rope with it. And they had farmers in Kentucky and Virginia grow hemp for a couple years there. And then after the war, they're just like, no more fucking hemp. Fuck you. We don't need it anymore.
Send you to jail if you have it. Hey man, can you
Woody Harrelson went to jail.
Can you read off hemp? Can you read off your stats, or can you talk about Woody Harrelson for like 20 seconds? I got to go pee real quick.
What? Yeah, dude. So Woody Harrelson, there's a great documentary. It's called Hempsters. I recommend it to anyone. But yeah, he planted a hemp seed, not even marijuana seed. It was a hemp seed in Kentucky, like with the sheriff there. The sheriff was there with him. There was another dude with Woody, and Woody's like, the sheriff's like, if I plant that, if you plant that, I have to take you to jail, right? And he's like, yeah. He said that's fine. He just did it to prove a point that putting one fucking seed in the ground will put you in jail. Like, how fucking stupid that is. But yeah, that whole fiasco was in the documentary. But he did it so he could go to jail and prove to people. That's why I made sure the fucking sheriff was there. But yeah, I think it's pretty dumb.
What, Woody Harrelson?
Yeah, he made sure there was a sheriff there. The sheriff's like, if you plant that, I'm gonna have to take you to jail, right? He's like, oh yeah, I know. He's like, now check this out. And he fucking planted it in the ground anyway. He wanted to go to jail just to fucking prove how stupid that the whole thing is. Like,
see, this is, dude, all of this, what we've been talking about, I feel like is leading me to the thing I was thinking about earlier today, is that people only really have incentive if there's profit involved. And in order to change the world, that was the thing I forgot to write down, is that if you look at the history of the world, because I was, have you listened to the Mike Tyson episode of the Rogan podcast yet?
That was like months ago, right?
I think they did another one. It was like last week.
No, I haven't seen the new one.
Well, Mike was talking about how he was into conquerors and like Genghis Khan and all this shit. And it made me start to think that if you look at humanity in general, going back as long as we know in history, it's always been about exploitation of humans. It's always been about how can we take advantage of, use our power to take advantage of another group of people to profit ourselves. That's what it's always been about. And I think that is essentially kind of an element of that we need to focus on. And like, if there really is going to be real change, if people are really going to think about, being altruistic and humanitarian and actually helping for the greater cause and all this shit, and like, not protesting just because, or not creating like funding protests just because it helps your political party. People really got to realize that it's like, you got to like do things without like there being an incentive of profit. Like, we got to stop taking advantage of people and switch the dynamic from being from domination into like, how are we going to work with each other? Because we know that like, okay, we know domination doesn't work. And here's the thing though, is that now that we have nukes, we should know that domination is not going to work. Like, it might have worked back when people were riding horses and shit, but guess what? People might have been riding horses, shooting bows and arrows because there was a previous civilization that blew each other up from a fucking nuke, and that might be a cycle that the Earth's been going through. I think
Operation Paperclip was one of the biggest fucking mistakes the United States, probably it for sure is the biggest mistake the United States government's ever made.
What about NASA, bro?
No, dude, when they brought a bunch of fucking scientists over from Europe and then had them fucking work and build the fucking atomic bomb, like, if that wouldn't happen, there's a chance nobody would have nukes right now. Because I don't think half the fucking world needs nukes. That's just fucking, it's a little sketchy, dude.
It's a little...
Literally, any second right now, we could just blow the fuck up with no warning.
We could just blow the fuck up, and I'm pretty sure there's even like automatic things where if there's like an incoming thing, then like something senses that and then automatically sends something like a bomb to where it came from. But that's like my point, bro, is that we're at a point in evolution where people might be like, shut the fuck up, pussy. If that's how we've been living life this whole time, dominating and conquering, it's survival of the fittest. Yeah, but a part of evolution is change.
The survival of the fittest is not... It's not the same thing as like command and conquer, you know what I mean, dude? They're not synonymous. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can survive. Yeah, exactly. You can survive and be strong without having to exploit other people, and that's what.
Yeah, like survival of the fittest is like you didn't look both ways before crossing the street and you got hit by a car and died. It's like, sorry, dude, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like, that's some survival of the fittest shit. It's kind of evolved. It's not like survival of the fittest was a couple hundred years ago and shit, or even further back than that, like with hunters and gatherers and stuff like that. I mean, that was like true survival of the fittest shit. But now it's just like, dude, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just different now.
Speaking of different, I mean, it's been about, I think it's been 2 months since we last podcasted. What about OnlyFans, man? So like 2020, it's such an interesting time. You got the COVID, you got BLM, you got fucking OnlyFans.
That is the strangest year I've ever been alive, for sure, dude.
Yeah. It's what and here's the thing I hate too. Just like, whereas if you wear a mask, or if you don't wear a mask, it's been like you've been compartmentalized into either left or right, or if you're for the shit or if you're against it, you're either left or right. Same thing with like OnlyFans. I feel like if you're if you say anything slightly against it, like that it's a negative, that it will lead into negative things, then you're a piece of shit. You're just jealous against these women. You're sex shaming, which do whatever the fuck you want. Like, I think people should have the right to do whatever they want. But the thing that gets me about the OnlyFans thing is the normalizing and publicizing of it. To basically, like, I remember, like, maybe a month or 2 or 3 months ago, this girl just, like, on Snapchat, like, just talking about, oh, yes, queen, like, all these girls doing the OnlyFans, so happy for you, all this shit. It's like, okay, you're obviously on this extreme. But if I, like, and I messaged her, I told her about this shit. I'm like, look, I'm not shaming, but what I am saying is that if you keep publicizing things like this and or glorifying is a better word, if you keep glorifying American women, like being like selling their nudes is their income, their job, what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with that. But what you got to realize is if you glorify it, then you have the majority of women do that, then what percentage is going to want to actually do anything to like really better their lives? So like, for example, if I had a 10-year-old daughter and a 12-year-old daughter, and she sees like on Twitter all this money, yes queen, and making thousands of dollars a day, or some shit like that, just from selling your
Didn't
tits.
that one bitch make $2 million in a week, dude?
This guy at work today was telling me that they actually just changed their policy. I haven't cross-referenced this, but he said that some girl made like $1 million or something like that.
Yeah,
in
that's
24
her. It
hours.
was some chick that came from the fucking Disney Channel or something.
Which, go figure. But okay, so my whole
Go
thing,
figure.
which before I get sidetracked, and I'm not going to go on a tangent about this, but I do feel like it's important to say, because I mean, we talked about some other hot topic things earlier. I don't think it's a great thing to be normalizing, in the sense of, what if 75% of American women did that as their only way of their job? What if that is what they did? So
It wouldn't work, because there's not enough fucking men to spend enough money to support 75% of fucking women doing it. You wouldn't make shit.
Well,
Supply and demand, bucko.
I think there's more females in the world than there are guys, but
barely. It's like 53% or something, or 52%.
But there's probably more millionaire guys and more thousandaire guys than there are girls typically. So I think that there are,
but the millionaire guys aren't fucking paying for OnlyFans because they can fuck anyone they want. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need the OnlyFans, bro.
No, but do you see what I'm saying though? Say if it was like literally we wake up tomorrow and it was just like, that is just what your grandma, your mom, your sister, your daughter, your cousin, that is what 75% of them do. Even if it's 50, bro. Let's just say 50 just for shits and giggles. Like, for one, if I had a 10, 12-year-old daughter or whatever right now, she sees that people are, girls are, getting loaded from this. Is she going to have any incentive to learn, to educate herself about any other, anything else, or to like strive in any field, or to work in any field? No, I think it's just really going to make the primary way that any little girl wants to make money. And I just think that within itself is problematic.
Yeah. The other thing I don't understand is why the fuck they want to do it anyway, because like they're just going to end up online anyway. Like, they're not going to stay on OnlyFans, bro. People are going to post them other places.
I think at that point, though, at the point at which that they are putting their nudes on quote unquote private website, I think they're past the worry of it going public. But it just concerns me because that's the primary thing. I just think that if it was normalized and glorified, like, and here's the other thing, bro. What happened to 5 years ago? Women feminists or fucking saying that porn was objectifying women. Like, what happened to 5 years ago, 4 years ago? Porn's objectifying women. Women aren't just sex objects. And then now, fast forward to now.
Yeah, it's like the exact opposite, bro.
You know what I mean? It's like, and see, anyone that's listening to this that what either has an OnlyFans or is on that extreme, we'll just say the left side, just for left and right purposes. I'm not saying Democrat or Republican, I'm just saying on one side of the spectrum or the other side of the spectrum. The people that are on the spectrum of, no, bro, you're just sex shaming. You're just jealous. Like, men can do it too. Like, any of that shit. It's just
I don't know, bro. It's weird how much people's opinions change depending on who the fucking president is. Because, like, back when Bush was president, it was like you were saying, even when Obama was, like, that's bad for women's image and this and that. And, like, people look negatively at, like, the porn industry and the service industry and shit like that. But, like, I don't know, just like out of the fucking blue. It was literally, dude, 2015, 2016. I remember, because it started with the whole slut shaming thing, and then they would start doing slut walks. And now it's just fucking normalized to the point where I hear wet ass pussy on the radio like every other fucking day. There's like little kids singing that song and shit.
I am so glad that I do not listen to radio, because I looked up that song. I haven't even heard this.
It's so bad, dude.
Bro, I haven't even listened to this song yet, but when I heard that it was a song, I looked up the lyrics, and it is fucking It's okay. Here it is. I said certified freak 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy. Make that pull out game weak.
You gotta say
Woo.
P word. You gotta say P word like Ben Shapiro did.
Yeah. No, I'm
You
not.
say-
I'm not going Ben Shapiro style on this. I'm just
Bro,
saying.
it was fucking hilarious. He sat there and read the entire song. He said every single word except he wouldn't say pussy. He said P word. And then he's
Bleep.
like, yeah, then he came back a couple days later. He's like, and I talked to my wife, who's a doctor, by the way, about it. Because, got to make sure everybody knows she's a doctor. And he's like, yeah, your P word should never get wet like that. He's like, if you do, then you got a condition or some type of infection.
Yeah, he's never had a vagina get wet for him before.
I don't think so.
But no, I'm just saying on this, like, okay, so the last episode we did together,
Ben Shapiro, the type of dude to talk himself out of a blowjob.
No, but the
Well,
last
actually, facts don't care about your feelings.
the last episode we did, bro, you spit some lines that you wrote when you were younger, and they were solid, dude. They were good as fuck, and they're actually like, things that made sense, like, and that had a little bit of like, what's the word, like intelligence to it, I guess. But like, if you look
Thought. I only like to say just thought.
yeah, just
Just
thought,
put-
man.
Just put a little bit of fucking thought into your lyrics, dude. Because like, I can literally make a mumble rap song right now, like right here, right now, off the top of my head.
Like, it's just so dumb. Beat it up, nigga. Catch a charge. Extra large and extra hard. Like it's just it's just okay. And
I'm a McDonald's shit. Yeah, I get a chicken McNugget. Yeah. Skirt. Like, it's just too fucking easy, bro.
ad libs, bro. Fucking ad libs.
And a lot of times you can't even understand them anyway. It's just like, hooded the flood, yeah. Butter the spot, yeah. It's like, all right, dog. Like, bro, I swear to God, Future has some songs. That motherfucker don't even know the lyrics to his own songs. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, how you gonna mumble so much the shit is not even coherent? Like, you sing it a little bit different every time because you don't even know what the fuck the words are to your own song.
God, dude, this shit is just so. It's just like, it's not even like I'm hating, bro. I'm not Ben Shapiro, but really, like, okay, so Isaac Weishaupt, I think, was talking about this.
Here, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna switch to my phone and go smoke.
All right. Anyways, guys, so I think Isaac Weishaupt was talking about this, and he was talking about how there's basically you have yin and yang. Like, there's always been this concept of yin and yang. The female being the negative, the male being the positive, just like a charge, you just have these two forces that work together. They synergize together. There's a reason for there being men and there's a reason for there being women, and they balance each other out. You can't have an environment where it's overly male, it's going to be toxic, or an environment where it's overly female, it's not going to be balanced. It's just the same thing. But like, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Gobble me, swallow me, drip down inside of me. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, what it's just trash, man. I mean, I've been working on lyrics, and I remember I just looked at this shit and I'm like, good God almighty, man. Good.
Yeah, it's like, even back then, bro, like the gangster shit where they put fucking thought into it, like NWA and shit, like, fuck the police. But then they'll turn around and they'll come out with some shit like Express Yourself. That's a fucking full-on positive song about just fucking trying to be better with yourself. You know what I mean?
Same album, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I forget what the name of it is.
Straight Outta Compton.
Oh, yeah, that's the name of the album?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Also, like, Tupac had a bunch of shit like that. You know what I mean?
Mama.
Like, just...
Dear
yeah,
Mama.
Changes, shit like that, dude. Yeah.
Changes, bro. Exactly.
I like that one better than the original.
So, I don't know, man. There's a lot of fucking
yeah, bro. I
shit.
see no changes. Wake up in the morning and I ask myself, is life worth living? Should I blast myself? Tired of being born, even worse. I'm black. My stomach hurts, so I'm looking for a purse to snatch.
Cups
Yeah, dude.
Because I'm a Negro.
People ain't rapping about that kind of shit no more, dude. At least not mainstream. That's what sucks, dude. Like, mainstream shit back in the fucking 90s was actually dope, dude. And so was the underground shit, but the mainstream shit was cool too. There wasn't no problem with it. But like, I don't know. About 2010, it started to go downhill.
This is the last thing I'm gonna say about fucking wet ass pussy, but like I was before you joined in, I was telling people kind of what I've been doing for the past 2 months, and I kind of mentioned about writing lyrics and stuff. And to look at metrolyrics.com and see the chorus for Cardi B's wet ass pussy, the chorus, this is the thought that was put into it. You know, here I am trying to like think about fucking like, you know, metaphors and shit in my lyrics, but her chorus, which the chorus is like the most important part of a song. That's what really people remember.
I beg to differ, dude, because some of my favorite artists have the most basic fucking choruses. Like Atmosphere's notorious for it. Immortal Technique is notorious for that shit, dude, where the chorus is just super simple and all like the real shit is in the verses. But you're right. Most people do just listen to if they even fucking listen to the words. A lot of people just listen to shit for the beat.
Yeah. I mean, she's got verse 3, verse 2, and verse 1, which are all different, I think, without really getting into it. But the choruses are the same, and they're at the beginning of the song and at the end. And it's, yeah, you fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. Now from the top, make it drop. That's some wet ass pussy. Now get a bucket and a mop. That's some, let me guess, wet ass pussy. I'm talking wop, 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 wop. That's some wet ass pussy. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy. Huh? Everything.
It doesn't make sense. Macaroni in a pot. That's some wet ass pussy.
It's just.
What the fuck does that even mean, bro?
Wet, I guess, because macaroni is in a pot. Like, I don't know. It's
everything else made sense. It's shitty, but it made sense. Like macaroni in a pot doesn't even make fucking sense, dude.
Oh my god, the outro is even worse. There's some whores in this house. It's like 12 times. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's irritating to me, you know, trying to fucking come up with some shit that's like slightly has some thought to it and shit. But what else has been crazy going on now, man? I mean, Cobra Kai came out on Netflix. It's a pretty cool show. Dark. I've been telling all y'all.
Yeah, I actually watched the first season of Cobra Kai. It's pretty fucking sweet.
Isn't it oddly interesting?
Yeah, I like how. Oh, well, no, I'm not gonna do any spoilers. But yeah, it was good.
Like, I didn't think I was gonna be into it because, like, I remember Karate Kid, but like, I watched Karate Kid, I should say, but I don't remember it. So I'm not like a diehard fan. So I didn't think I was gonna be like super into Cobra Kai. But what I do like about Cobra Kai is that they have the whole anti-hero element to the show, just like the movie Joker. He is the anti-hero, and which means
I wasn't a big fan of it, dude. Like, it wasn't a bad movie. It was okay.
What, Joker?
But it wasn't as good as fucking everybody said it was, dude. Everybody acted like it was a fucking masterpiece, and I watched it. It's just like, yeah, it was decent.
I think it was great because it showed you, it was a reflection. I don't know if this was their intent, but the way that I identified with it is that it's a reflection, which I'm pretty sure it's probably what their intent was. It's a reflection of the society that we're living in. Just kind of like right now, how like police have been told to stand down in New York. Let the rioters do their thing. Like, you know, post-birth abort, like all this crazy shit that's
post-birth abortion.
Dude, look, I rewatched a fucking Alex Jones episode on Rogan, and he was talking about the mayor of Virginia, Northam or whatever, talking on a TV show about like post birth abortions, essentially, like if the mother has a kid but doesn't want to keep it and shit like that. And Alex Jones was talking about like the organ harvesting, which I mean 100%, whether you want to believe it or not, organ harvesting is a thing. And
for sure, there's a huge black market for that.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that's what Northam meant. You know, I heard the clip. It kind of sounded like that's exactly what he said, whether or not he retracted or not. But my whole point is that with the Joker is that, like, so look at New York right now. Police have been told to stand down. Like, shit's going crazy. You know, people are just looting, and police aren't even there. Like, you know, I hate to pick specific news articles because, you know, I hate the news and it can always be negative, but like that dude that tried to rape that, or that was raping that girl on a fucking subway, you know, stop, you know, there's no fucking police and this shit's going on. That is the thing about the Joker, where it's like you're in a society where everyone is shit. Not everyone, like not like like you, me, like we're not all shit, but like the majority are just uneducated, just pricks. You know, even if
George Carlin said it best, dude. He said, think about how smart the average person is. Then realize that half the people are fucking dumber than them.
yeah,
Hold on
man.
1 second. Let me switch back to PC.
All right, you're good because I got to take a leak. So hopefully these people don't hear me taking a leak. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. Think about how smart the average person is, and then realize that half the fucking population is dumber than they are.
So true, man. Trying to take a piss in a piss bottle without anyone hearing.
Oh yeah. Well, better than a trash can.
Well, it's a bottle filled with sunflower seeds. But so that's what I liked about the Joker. Is that I felt like finally I could relate in a way, not like some like gonna go on and like some massacre, but I could relate that like I'm living in a world where I'm just like, because you know at the beginning of the movie he was like an all right dude. The Joker was like a good dude. Like he was offered a gun. You know, no spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the Joker by now, you guys kind of need to go already see it. It's been out for probably half a year now, but like
I don't think it's a must watch. But yeah, go ahead.
But you know what I'm saying? He was a decent dude. He was just a regular guy living with his mom, probably in poverty a little bit, which
I mean,
is
he
probably
was a
why.
regular guy. He had like some mental issues, but
Yeah, he had that thing where he would laugh and stuff, which that's a whole nother interesting thing to me because I find sometimes that it's hard for me to not like that, but like if someone's like telling me about something that's like
terrible, traumatic. Yeah,
yes, I have
I had a buddy like that.
I literally like it's not that I think that it's funny at all, and I won't like bust out laughing, but I have to hold it in. And it's not that I think that what you're like, if you tell me something terrible, it's literally not that I'm a piece of shit person. It's just that
That's how you deal with hearing it.
Yeah, I think it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that.
It's just like in school, man. You know, in school, something would happen and be serious. And teacher would be like, "Don't laugh," and then like you're told not to laugh, and you're supposed to be serious, and so that's what makes it. You geek out more. But that's why I like the Joker is just because it was like a reflection of us living in a shit society, where people like are kind of treating people like shit, and this guy, he might have had problems like as far as like mentally, but he wasn't a dick. And then people being a dick to him is what made him be a dick. And it was like, I didn't like the glorification of basically, murder and stuff like that. I was drunk as fuck, bro. Allegedly, when I went to go see this in the theaters, I may or may not have fucking brought in a small little bottle of vodka and fucking just bought like a large Coke and just sipped on it and fucking, I don't know, man. I embarrassed myself with my buddy, who is actually in this Discord. I'm not going to say his name, but he is in this Discord. But
that's like the last podcast we did where I allegedly drank a pint of whiskey in like an hour and a half.
During it or like during 99,
bro.
Dude, 99 is so
99. Crazy. I'm like, well, if everybody's getting drunk, I'll be right back before we start. We ain't got a pint of whiskey. And opened it when we started, and it was fucking gone before we finished.
And you probably still handled it better.
I think I might have been. I think me and Travis were probably the most grounded people.
I get so embarrassed when I go back and listen to some episodes.
Oh, dude, I went back and listened to that episode, and there's like a solid 20 or 30 minutes I don't remember.
There's two things I hate the most about myself. One is it's not like the laughter is an issue, like, because I think, if you genuinely are laughing at something, then that just kind of means that you're having a good time. But it's like how loud the laughing sounds in the microphone. Like if I laugh and hold the microphone at the same distance at which I speak, that annoys me about myself. And then also cutting off people. Oh, and
yes,
then the third thing would be,
I said it a couple times, dude. What's the opposite of dead air?
Yeah.
That's what the fuck that was.
Poor Ghost, dude. Poor Travis. Travis was like, "Can I give 3 shout-outs?" And I'm like, whoa. Who said can I? And then he's like trying to do it, and Ian's like, "Mickey, shut up."
Dude, I spent like 20 or 30 minutes trying to ask the same fucking question.
Yeah, you
It
did.
got, it got to the point where I'm finally like, just shut the fuck up, dude. Hold on.
What is your guys' favorite username that you've ever had?
Yeah, and it was like, it would have been fine if I just got to fucking ask it like the first or second time I tried, but I tried for like 20 fucking minutes to the point where like when I finally did ask, I didn't even give a fuck.
Yeah, man. I've come to the conclusion, like for real, and I might edit this and put this at the beginning of the episode, or at least close to it. Let me see what the timestamp is. But what I've come to the conclusion of is when it comes to these podcasts, for me personally, like drinking beers throughout them is cool, but what's not cool for me is getting shit-faced before them and then drinking during them. Because I get so excited to like talk to you guys that like if I'm already drunk, if I'm already drunk and then I come home and then start recording and then
Yeah, you're just so fucking stoked to talk to us that yeah.
So I've decided that what the best thing to do is to not open the beer until I've started recording. Like today, for example, I did not drink a beer after work.
I'm gonna go grab a beer actually.
Do it, man. A natty daddy. Dura daddy. Hell yeah, guys. So we're going about this when Bake joined in, combined with whatever I was recording before, we're at like an hour and 50, which is pretty chill. And yeah, guys, I want to kind of like calm down a little bit. You know, just in the delivery, I guess. You know, I don't want to calm down in the sense of like my energy, but I want to calm down. Oh yeah.
What? Got me an ice cold Steve Weiser. Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Actually, it's Stroh's.
Hell yeah. Can you smell what the
What?
was cooking?
What?
Dude, wrestling
What?
was so dope, bro. When I was a kid, when I was like 9 years old, and I'd be jumping on like parents' bed, like watching the antenna TV because my parents were going through a divorce at the time, so they were fucking, you know, didn't have cable. I used to watch King of Queens. Release.
Oh yeah, bro. I didn't have cable either growing up. I knew all about PBS and the CW.
The seed.
The WB for you old fucks.
Bro, so
Malcolm in the Middle for 2 hours when I got home. Fucking sign me up.
yes, no, maybe.
I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now.
Dude, Reese was a boss.
Bro, when he fucking tied all those balloons to the fucking chair so he could like fly, he was trying to get to heaven, and he's like floating in this chair and he's singing. He goes, "Amazing race, how sweet the taste that saved a wrench for me." Just like, bro, that show was so fucking. It was really underrated at the time, I think, dude.
Oh yeah. What about Bernie Mac? Like, I feel like they they were both on around.
Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, dude. Yeah, that was a good one. Everybody Hates Chris wasn't too bad. I don't know, man.
So, have you watched Dark at all?
Nah,
That's a really good show. If you like Stranger Things,
never
pretty
saw
much.
it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you
I
don't
don't
have.
watch TV very often, dude. The only reason I watched Cobra Kai was because I was at my cousin's house and he put it on and we just sat there and watched the first season.
Yeah.
Hell, I missed like the first 2 episodes, I think, anyway. First or second.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not like, I don't watch TV unless it's like Netflix. Like, if I'm just trying to chill out and wind down or whatever.
Bro, I will literally have a million things I'd rather do than sit there and do nothing watching TV. Like, even if I'm falling asleep, dude, I'd rather just put on a fucking podcast or something on my phone than fall asleep watching TV.
Dude, I was listening to so many podcasts that I've gotten to the point, and this is like such a weird predicament to be in, where I started to get, and also just listening to so much music, specifically Blade with 2 E's, my favorite artist, rapper from Sweden, and then
my
also
favorite superhero.
Blade.
Yeah.
And he has tax issues. He went to prison for fucking.
Oh yeah, Wesley Snipes. Yeah, the IRS came for that booty.
He
That
was
was
like,
years ago.
I ain't paying y'all. They're like, oh, you ain't paying us?
There's no law that says you have to pay taxes, but try not paying those motherfuckers.
That's what he was all about. But like, so I've gotten to this weird point of where I listen to so many podcasts and listen to the same music because I like it so much that I started to get tired of hearing. I would want to listen to something. Like I'd be driving and I would be driving and I would want to listen to something. But I've listened to so many podcasts and music that I've already listened to that I'd put on a podcast and literally be like, I don't want to listen to this. Like within like 10 seconds of doing it, I'd put on music and be like, I don't want to listen to this. I was like, damn, I wish I could have some sort of some stimuli that was not a podcast or music, but it's like, what can you listen to?
Audiobooks, bro.
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head right there.
Audiobooks go hard.
That's what I have been doing the past like week or two. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway audiobook, which by the way, a lot of N-bombs are dropped, hard R's. He talks about Robert Kahn being
Hemingway, dude.
He talks about like Robert Kahn being like Jewish, and he has a Jewish streak in him, a stubborn Jewish streak is what he says.
I was a little bit of a kike, if you catch my drift.
for real, bro. If you guys go and read or listen to Ernest Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises, great book about just fucking this war kind of hero dude fucking moving to Europe and just drinking, going to like France and Spain with his buddies. It's basically just all about drinking wine with his buddies and bullfighting. But yeah, it's kind of a time capsule. Like he's talking about like this boxer, and he's talking about how everyone's throwing chairs at the N-word, and then he's like, but not me. And then he's like, at the end of the round, I'm like, I talked to the N-word, like, oh, you were fabulous. He's like, I even lent the N-word some clothes and gave him a ride home.
Do they say N-word in the audiobook?
No, they don't say N-word.
Oh, I was gonna say, bro, please come the fuck on.
I will say it, but I don't know. I kind of get a cringe feeling. Like it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like one of those words you probably just shouldn't say it.
Yeah, like it's
I don't know, but that's not gonna mean like I won't fucking crack jokes at black people's expense because I do it for fucking everyone. There's literally no one I won't fucking crack jokes about.
Oh, Dave Chappelle, hello.
Yeah, fucking yeah, pretty much. But he's black, so he gets a pass. But yeah, no, there's not many fucking like white comedians that just will not give a fuck. Dude, fucking Doug Stanhope, man. He had this bit where he was talking about, he did a show and this lady was like, sir, you're extremely racist or something, blah, blah, blah. This was after the show, something about him being really racist. And he's like, no, I'm not. He's like, I talk about all races. He said, I talk shit about white people, everybody. And he said, I thought about it. And actually, you know what? I have never said anything bad about the Jews. So fuck the Jews. He like went on this long rant about Jews. It was fucking funny. But yeah, he's like, you know what? I thought about it, and there is one group, the Jews. Fuck the Jews.
Yeah, dude, you know what actually amazed me? So I was able to find Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises, which has a lot of N-words. It has a lot of seemingly anti-Semitic remarks, and I think maybe there's even like, I don't know, some things on the gays or something. Oh, actually there is a part, dude. There's a part, and I put this on my Snapchat, and The Sun Also Rises, where one of the guys says that Abraham Lincoln was a faggot, and that the Civil War was. Dude, I swear to God, dude. Like, there's a part where he talks about, I could probably find what part it is in the book, but he talks about how Abraham Lincoln was a faggot and how the Civil War was about based off of a bet. But anyways, my point is that you're able to find that on YouTube and listen to that with N-word hard R's. I tried to find Mein Kampf this morning. Dude, I tried to listen to my audiobook just because I'm like, dude, I'm on an audiobook streak. Like, I might as well listen to like one of the most famous books, of all time. Like, not that obviously Hitler was not a good guy. Like, he might have been a powerful speaker, but obviously he wasn't a good guy. Could not find it, bro. Could not find it on YouTube. Like,
Damn.
on YouTube, at least. Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
did
there
you
was.
see that fucking video that it was a French dude and like this kid opened up his present. It was birthday or Christmas or something. He opened it up and it's like it's fucking Mein Kampf, dude, the book. And he just kind of looks at it weird and his dad yanks it up and then looks at his dad. And he's like, "Why the fuck did you get this?" He's like, "Why did you get this?" He's like, "That's what he asked for, was Mein Kampf." And he's like, "He asked for Minecraft, you fucking idiot." But they're French, so he's like, Minecraft.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Where did you even get this at?" I don't think they got a lot of Mein Kampfs going around in France.
Nah, poor France, man. They fucking took a beating.
I got it, bro. My cousin's fucking grandma was there when she was a kid, like during World War II and shit. She said she remembers a little bit.
You know, not to go back to the BLM thing for too much, but like with this whole thing of like the statues being taken down, like here in Richmond, Virginia, which honestly, dude, it's not really the most welcoming thing. Like, literally our motto is Virginia is for lovers. Granted, it used to be Virginia is for history lovers, and then they changed it to Virginia is for lovers, which was super cool when Hawthorne Heights came to Capitol Ale House, and Shockoe Bottom down there.
Heights. They're from where I am, dude.
I know, and then they came to Virginia. Virginia is for lovers, but
yeah,
anyways,
thank God, get them the fuck out of here.
Oh, come on, man! I love JT Woodruff.
Get them the fuck out of here.
But look, so this is what I was thinking though. So like people are talking about like this, slavery against black people, which is 100% true. Our country probably was established off of that. But here's the thing that I don't see any news media talking about. I don't even really hear anyone else talking about this. And it makes me want to fucking make a YouTube video about it. And of course, I'm going to get labeled as some sort of fucking racist or something. But I'm not discrediting the movement. I'm not discrediting the fact that there was an atrocity of slavery here. But
nope.
Has anyone ever thought about the fact that every other country in the world, historically, pretty much, has had slaves? And they're not always, it's not 100% black slaves. Like Greece had slaves. Egypt had slaves.
The United States had Irish slaves, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Irish probably had slaves. The Danes, the Swedes, they probably all had slaves back in the Viking times that were, white people of a different country.
Well, yeah, it still exists today. That's not justifying it. Like,
no, I'm just saying, has anyone ever fucking stopped to think about that slavery is not just a fucking race thing? It's a fucking class thing, a systemic, like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? Like, yeah, we should not ignore the fact that happened, but while we're acknowledging the fact that there is this atrocity in America, maybe you should open your eyes and also see that there was an atrocity across the whole globe, historically. Just exploiting people, kind of like what I was saying earlier. But I don't know. I was just thinking about that recently, but so
that's kind of bullshit, but it's whatever, dude.
So,
well, you know what I don't get, dude, is the Mississippi state flag. How is that still a fucking thing?
Ooh, true. What is it, like a white stripe with a little Confederate flag?
Yeah, it has the Confederate flag on the flag.
I mean, Mississippi probably is southern enough to where it's going to take some time for that to happen.
That's one thing I never got, bro, is like the rednecks that will rock the Confederate flag. It's like, bro, they lost, right? Like, why would you want to sport a losing flag that supported slavery? Like, it just makes you look like an ignorant fucking retard. That's another thing that fucking chaps my ass, dude, is you can't say retarded anymore. Like, why is it every other fucking day there's a new word I can't say or a new word that's offensive to people? Like, what the fuck, man?
Because I personally think whether it's a human conscious decision or whether it's basically like the Matrix in a way, like it's kind of a programming that's being programmed without us consciously knowing. I think that there's definitely just a movement to just control people and perverse
the speech, dude. We're supposed to have free speech, but like people treat you like a fucking shithead if you say stuff like retarded or like Somebody got on my shit the other day because I said fucking transgender, and they're like, "That's not the proper term." I'm like, "What the fuck is, bitch?" Like, it used to be transvestite. That's offensive now. That's super offensive. That's like the worst thing you can say. The same shit they called themselves for years. Then it was transgender, and now it's just trans because transgender is offensive. And like, I don't give a fuck what you do, dude. If you want to flip your dick inside out and try to make a pussy with it, more power to you. I just don't give a fuck. I really could care less.
I don't give a
Like,
fuck.
I don't need to hear about it every other fucking day.
I don't give a fuck either. Leave the kids out of it. Fucking
Yes, dude. So somebody wanted to fucking argue with me the other day because I said that if you want surgery, then you should have to wait till you're 25.
until your prefrontal cortex is
Yeah,
finished
dude. Once your
developing.
frontal cortex, like, that's what's responsible for decision making. I'm 27. Mine's formed. I'm still a fucking retard. I do shit all the time I regret doing. But like, yeah, wouldn't you hate to do that when you're 18 and change your mind when you're 25? Like, that you can't. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, you get a shitty tattoo,
Oh,
that
but
fucking thing could be lasered off, bro. You flip your dick inside out, you're not getting another one back, dude. You might
oh, but
regret that shit a few years down the road.
but bake. If you make these poor children wait until they're 25, then they're going to have to go 18, 15, 10 years of their life through suffering being in the wrong body.
Oh, well, not only that, but there's irreversible things done by the time you're 25, because you're not on hormone blockers and all this. Like, so yeah, it's fucking. I don't know, man. Like I said, I don't care, but like, for sure, leave the fucking kids out of it.
Hey, if anyone wants like an official response to it, just watch the South Park episode. And this is years and years and years ago, bro.
Bathroom one,
No. The
Macho Man.
Mr. Garrison, that one's hilarious. But Mr. Garrison getting the transplasty, and when Kyle gets the negroplasty, you remember?
Oh, that is really old. Fuck,
dude, right? It's really old. And look, here's the thing: go back and watch that episode, bro. Mr. Garrison gets the transplasty, changes to a woman, or whatever, and he starts like talking about, "Oh, hey, ladies." He's like, "Oh, did y'all get your period yet?" He hasn't gotten his period yet, so he goes to the doctor to get it checked out, and the doctor's like, "Mr. Garrison, you can't have a period." He's like, "Well, I'm a woman." They're like, "Well, Mr. Garrison, you don't have a uterus, so you literally cannot have a period." It's like, so wait, you're just telling me that I got this surgery to look like a woman, but I'm not actually one? Like, if like that, the fact that South Park is able to, like, South Park just did it so, I'm not doing it justice.
It's fucking South Park, bro. Matt Stone and Trey Parker are next level shit.
You see my point, though? This episode was an old episode, and they literally...
Dude, they fucking hit a lot of nails on the head over the years, man.
So you can do whatever the fuck you want, to feel comfortable. But
for sure, dude. I'm not fucking bashing trans people at all. Like, if that's what you want to do, dog. My sister's, brother, I guess. I don't know what the fuck born a girl, wants to be a boy. So brother, but we still call her by like her actual name. I don't know, dude. I really genuinely don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't, dude. I'd never want someone to feel
I'm like,
bad.
that's fine, dude. I love my sister. Do whatever you want to do. I don't give a fuck. If you want me to start calling you Billy or some shit, if that's what makes you happy, sure. I'm gonna think it's a little fucking weird. That's my right to do so, but
no, that's not your right.
It's like
that is not your right. You're not entitled to feel the way that you feel.
You're not entitled to thoughts.
Yeah, if I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you. That's what my coworker said. If I want your opinion, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool or whatever. But dude, like, she wanted my mom to take her to the fucking doctors when she was like 15 or 16 and like get on the hormones and blockers and all that shit. My mom's like, dude, get bent. No fucking way. She's like, when you're 18, if that's what you want to do it. But I will have no part in that.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know.
And my stepdad didn't know for years, dude, like 3 years. Then I guess one night she just walked in the living room and was like, "Hey, Dad, I got something really important to tell you." And he's watching football, and he's like, "Okay." She's like, "I'm transgender," and this was back when you could still say transgender. But yeah, she's like, "I'm transgender," and he looked at her. He's just like, "Okay," and then just went back to watching football. Like nothing fucking happened. I'm like, well, that's good. The reason nobody told him was because they thought he'd get mad. I'm like, that's the best response he could have had. Just
Yeah, dude, that's
okay.
beautiful. That is beautiful, man.
He doesn't give a
That's
fuck, dude. We all just had dinner together a couple weeks ago. I mean, it's you know what I mean.
same thing like what you're talking about earlier, as far as like not
People
giving
are
up.
people, bro. There's no reason to hate people over just dumb shit like that.
No, not at all. It's just crazy times, man.
And hate's a really strong word anyway, bro. You got to do some fucked up shit for me to like actually hate you. I might not like somebody, but like there's not many people in this world I will say I legitimately fucking hate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's fucking there's certain I I don't really like I hate behaviors. I don't really hate a certain class of people. I hate behaviors that people display, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, as far as like actually hating a person, I don't know. I might hate some of the shit they do, this or that, but like to actually just fucking hate the person, like you have got to be a real fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, I just feel like it's so childish to like steam about certain, like to just like get off of work and go home and then watch the news and hear about a certain sect people and just like start steaming about it, like these motherfuckers. Like, so yo, dude. So do you think UBI is getting rolled out? Do you think 2020, like after this election, I would have to imagine
It
would be.
won't be while if Trump wins, it won't be while he's in office.
Yeah, that's
If
what
Biden wins, it won't be when he's in office. It will.
you don't
It'll
think so?
probably be It'll probably be like after 2028 if it does happen. I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon.
See, the whole economy is kind of like weird because money itself, like going back historically.
Also, that's universal basic income for people that don't know what UBI is.
Yeah, it's not a UTI, urinary tract infection.
No, that's different.
But so yeah, I mean, if you go back historically, it's just like people a long time ago, what was wealth? Wealth was gold. How'd you get gold? Pretty much from taking it from other people, pirates and conquering and shit like that.
Gold's
But then
still worth shit, bro. Its price hasn't fluctuated much at all.
Right, but gold used to be the economy. Now the economy is the U.S.
Our money used to
petrodollar.
be backed by gold.
Right.
Up until the Federal Reserve.
So
which
like
was 1927, I believe.
the whole idea of an economy is kind of ridiculous in general. But one thing I've been thinking about.
Oh, the South Park did a great episode about that too. The economy, where Kyle paid for everyone's debts with his credit card. It was like when the recession hit. And Stan just keeps trying to return that fucking Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville machine. And he finally he goes to like all these different places. He goes to where it was bought. They're like, no, you got to take that here. And he finally ends up like all the way at the top, like the Wall Street guys or something. And he's like, I'm just trying to return this. And they're like, all right, well, let's see what happens. They're like, you wait out here. Well, after like a few minutes, he gave up waiting and walked in. And there's literally, it's just like a Wheel of Fortune type wheel that says like all different types of shit on it. And they just cut a fucking chicken's head off and let it run around. And whichever one it died on, that's what they went with. They're like, the economy has spoken. So they ended up giving Stan like $10,000 for the fucking margarita mixer or something.
Dude, if you remember the name of that episode, you should link me to it so I can try to find it.
I guess it's called Margaritaville.
But so as far as UBI goes, what I've been thinking about recently.
Yeah, season 13, episode 3, Margaritaville. God damn, I'm good with my South Park, bro.
Look, you're like Jamie Vernon, dude, from Rogan. You be. It's like Bake. Look that up.
Bake, pull that shit up for me. Nah, dude, there was a point in time, though, I could tell you, like, if you would ask me, you could just vaguely describe a South Park episode. I could tell you the name of the episode and what season it was on. All the way up to, like, season 13, but I kind of forgot a lot of that shit now.
I think I found it. Full episode.
You can watch all their episodes for free on their website.
Yeah, well, what is it? It's Comedy
South Park Studios.
Yeah, southparkstudios.cc or something like that.
Yeah, I
.com.
think Comedy Central did buy it because it used to be like allsp.com back when I was like a teenager. Back in my day, we had South Park on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
Fuck no.
You know how the Avatar, The Last Airbender just came back on Netflix, or it's on Netflix? Like that shit used to be on Netflix, and then Netflix didn't renew their contract with Viacom, so everything Viacom related on Netflix got yanked. Which means South Park. All the Nickelodeon shit.
I'm not saying that I did, but imagine watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, the kid show or whatever, the TV show, like
such a good show
on acid. That shit was fucking. It was intense because, like, I'm thinking, like, not me, but if you were to do that, I would think that you would think, like, oh, damn, dude, you got all the elements, and all the elements kind of like some of them work together, some of them don't, and it's all about like harnessing like your energy within. I don't know. It's a pretty interesting little kid show. Like for the first,
dude, as far as story and like well written, it is for sure the most well written, thought out, and the best story in any fucking children's show that has ever existed. I challenge anyone to show me otherwise.
Yeah, it won't bad. It definitely won't bad.
Nah, it was fucking solid, bro. I've seen that multiple times all the way through. Like even as a fucking adult, I'll go back and watch it. Like, goddamn, that shit is good. I haven't seen the spinoff though, the Legend of Korra or whatever. I've heard it's okay.
I started it.
I heard it's okay, but it's not as good as the original.
I started it, but I didn't want to keep watching it because I haven't finished Avatar: Last Airbender, so I don't want to like.
Fucking serious, bro?
I didn't watch it when I was a kid, bro. Like I remember it would come on TV.
Neither did I. The first time I watched it, I was like 16.
First time I
I'd catch an episode here and there, but the first time I ever like watched it all the way through in order, I was like 16.
I was like 20, like this year, 26. Because it used to come on in the mornings, bro, when I have to catch the school bus or whatever, and I'd be playing Fable 2 on the Xbox, the original Xbox. That's what I'd be doing in the mornings before the school bus would come. Instead of watching Avatar, The Last Airbender, I'd be playing Fable. But
my phone's ringing, so I muted my mic.
All right, you're good. You got to take the call?
No, that's on. I don't even know who it is. It's on the other side of the room, fucking charging.
So look, what do you think about this? This is like, as far as UBI goes, I have no clue how that's gonna play into the world, like the global economy. I think eventually, well, obviously, what they're trying to do is get a global government, and then with a global government,
the money's there. The problem is nobody fucking wants to work now. Like I know so many facilities managers and people that own like decent sized businesses, construction stuff, like labor work, and they cannot fucking keep help. Like they just can't fucking do it, dude. Because nobody wants to fucking work.
Yeah. I mean, it probably got way more complicated with cell phones and internet, bro. Like we were talking about with World War II, people had a purpose. Like back then, like, they had a purpose of like, we got to do this, otherwise our country's going to get taken over. And it's like the same thing couldn't really apply to now because like, say if the government was listening in and to what I'm saying, and they're like, oh, well, he says that we don't have people don't feel like they have a purpose. So let's give them a purpose by another world war. No, it's not that simple because there's so many other things that are meaningful to people now. Like as far as your social credit on Instagram and just like your exposure to the world. So to have a purpose, like I don't think it works in the same way that it used to. But my whole thing is with UBI is that I don't know how it's going to affect the economy, but with like the workforce, with labor and stuff like that, one issue I do have, at least with my experience, I'm sure there's more to experience, but when it's a non-union labor, non-union trade or something like that, one thing that gets me is that these people that are in trades work hard. Like they work hard, but like medical insurance, super expensive. Their pay might not really be that great. And then you're physically using your body. So my problem, what I'm getting at is that
unions aren't always good either, bro. Like,
well, they both
got their flaws.
is that the working man doesn't get the benefit of the government. The working man, and it's been said before, is the one that's getting fucked. I mean, if you think about it, if you're wealthy, obviously you don't really need to worry about
It's
what
the
benefits.
middle class that gets fucked harder than anyone, dude. The rich don't get fucked, and if you're super poor, you get everything handed to you. It's the people out there that make like, $15,000 to like $50,000 a year. Like that's well, really 15,000, like that's on the poor side. But like, yeah, like 20 to fucking 45, 50,000 a year. Like those are the people that really get fucked, dude.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Like I cannot qualify for like some sort of government.
I can't qualify for any type of government assistance at all.
And that's bullshit because I need to.
I don't want it though. Like, I mean, I don't. It's not like I fucking need it, but at the same time, like, just yeah, man.
Let me put things into perspective. If I was to make $450 a week, let's say I make $16 an hour or something like that. After taxes, $450 a week. My car insurance, which is high, and I think it might be for like 2 or 3 speeding tickets or something like that, even though I've done driving schools.
And you're like, I think 27, under 27. So
it's $65 a week.
What? Jesus,
yes.
bro.
Like no cap, $65 a week, 100% what I do right now.
It's like $100 a fucking month. I've also like never had fucking tickets or been in an accident.
That's like $250, $300 a month. Now, $65 a week. As soon as I can get medical insurance coming up, in order for me to get what I need, like chiropractic services or whatever, which is, it's not even like the best tier of medical insurance. It's like the one after the worst. It would be $150 a week. So when you for medical insurance, so when you add $150 a week with $65 for car insurance, you're already right off the bat, every time you get paid maybe a $450 paycheck, half of it is going to fucking things that you don't even...
That's not including what they take out for taxes and Social Security and Medicare and all that other shit too.
Let alone rent. God, dude, there's no way that...
Yeah, but then then if you got like a place on top of that, you're paying rent, utilities, you basically get fucked. Whereas if you're poor and you don't have a fucking job, the government will just pay for your shit, bro.
Medicare, you get you get free medical stuff or whatever.
The HIP Foundation will hook people up with houses for like $100 a month too. They'll pay your utilities, you get food stamps. It's like you really don't got any fucking bills at all, dude. And then if you're fucking wealthy, if you're like decently well off, you also don't have to fucking worry about it.
Exactly, and it's
shitty. It's like the people like us that struggle. We pay all these taxes so that people can fucking be lazy and just keep popping fucking babies out and stay on welfare. And we're the ones that get fucked. That got, you know what I mean? Shit's fucking tough, dude. Fucking money was like a big part of the reason I got fucking divorced, dude. It's like she didn't work, and I fucking had to pay all the bills, insurance, food. I had to pay all that shit myself, making like $12 an hour.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like 7-Eleven hot dogs every day for lunch.
Well, that was fucking 8 years ago. I mean,
yeah, that's
wages
the only thing
have gone up a little bit.
That's the only thing that gets me, man. That's the only thing that gets me, and that's where like UBI, like I don't know what it would mean for the economy. But I do know that there should be something for people.
It wouldn't fucking hurt the economy, dude.
There should be something for people that are middle class, like, myself, where I do have a job that's not minimum wage, but I'm also literally not rich. And half of my paycheck is going to insurance. So if you think about half of $450 or something like that, that'd be like $200. Well, if you got, here in Virginia, one room would rent for $400 to $600, but one bedroom apartment's like $1,200.
Yeah, well, if sad fucking news, bro. If there's UBI, it's going to be twice that fucking much.
Just doesn't get better
because everybody has the money, and not everybody has the money for it now. But you give everybody UBI, and now everybody's got the money. There's a competitive market for it, so you could jack the price up anyway, because now everybody's got the money for it.
Kind of sounds like to me that they just need to put their focus on the middle class. It sounds like that, like the people that are wealthy, yeah, they don't need medical. I mean, they don't need.
Bro,
fucking,
there's people out there on welfare that legit will never fucking work a job. They don't want one. They'll just keep having kids.
and that might sound a little inflammatory to people. Like, oh my god, you're just saying a welfare queen, you're having kids. But like, I've literally,
Oh, I know so
literally,
many of them.
literally had a friend like tell me like that he gets like a like I guess you have to apply for it like if like but you only get this if you make a certain amount like $4,000 a year for their taxes if you have a kid like per child you have.
Oh yeah, dude. It's like 4,000 for the first one, and then like 1,500 or something for each additional one.
Right. So,
And you know why they do that? Because these broke motherfuckers get all that money, and then they go immediately fucking spend it all. They don't put that shit in their savings account, bro. They go buy whatever the fuck they want with it, and it goes straight back into the economy.
Yeah, that's
Facts, dude. I knew a guy who got fucking $6,000 one year, spent it in a week. 1 week. His wife made him return the PlayStation, and like he had to start returning shit because they didn't have no fucking money.
oh my god, dude. Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty fucking nuts. What
UBI, in theory, it's like communism, dude. In theory, communism is great. It's impossible though. It can never ever ever work because somebody always wants an extra piece of the pie. But on paper, theoretically, if everyone was a perfect fucking human being, it would be the way to go. You just can't do it. That's why theoretically on paper, universal basic income seems like a fucking great idea, but people are shitheads and it's not going to fucking work out positively. That's my opinion. But hey, if they send me a check, I'll fucking take it.
I think that the infrastructure, the governments, whatever, they've got a serious fucking task ahead of them because with the exponential growth of technology and like machines already replacing people's jobs like 10 years ago and shit like that, they've got a serious job ahead of them.
Oh, bro, it's about to get wild in the next fucking 10 years. If you look at how technology jumped just from the year 1990 to 2000, huge technology jump. I mean, the internet was made public, personal computers, everybody was fucking getting them. Then you look at 2000 to 2010. Smartphones came out, you could connect to the internet wirelessly through a data plan. You don't even need a fucking computer anymore. You could be anywhere. All right, and then you look at like 2010 to 2020, the amount of technology. We got fucking electric cars and shit now, all kinds of crazy shit. But 2020 to 2030 is going to be the biggest fucking tech jump in the last fucking 100 years, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe 80 years. Because if you look at flight, that's kind of sketch, bro. They went from fucking an airplane made out of wooden canvas to fucking stealth bombers within like 10 or 15 fucking years. I mean, they're literally fighting fucking World War I with biplanes and guns on them, and the fucking airplane wasn't even invented that long. You know what did happen though? Between then and then, Roswell. I always thought that was kind of weird, dude. That is some straight up conspiracy shit. I'm not saying that like as a fact or even that I fully believe that. I just always thought it was weird, like how far our flight tech jumped. And it happened to be between the airplane and Roswell.
Well, this like I was telling you before, I've been watching these things about if like I just typed in right now on Google Nazi UFO schematics. Go to images and you'll see these anti-gravity systems and stuff like that.
Yeah. That looks like you ever seen the Battle of Los Angeles?
No, but I have heard
Type
of it.
in Battle of Los Angeles. Not the
Alright.
fucking album. But anyway, click images. This is back in the 40s.
Oh,
right?
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you see those lights? The white lights on it? Those aren't part of the fucking aircraft. Those are fucking anti-aircraft bullets bouncing off of it. They shot it for 3 hours straight, dude. It hovered there. And then it just flew back over the Pacific Ocean and disappeared.
We are so.
That's not even some conspiracy shit, bro. Like, everyone saw it. It was in the newspapers, everything. It's just shit people don't talk about anymore. But yeah, it was just like some fucking flying disc appeared above LA. They shot it with anti-aircraft fucking rounds for 3 hours straight, and then it just flew the fuck back over the Pacific.
That was what, 1942 or something like that?
Yeah, something 41, 42. Maybe 43. I want to say 41, 42.
So you think about that, like, you know, for anyone that's listening, you know, if you've typed in, you know, Nazi UFO schematics, and then you typed in Battle of Los Angeles, and back in 42, dude. And then
that's what made me think of it. I looked at it, I'm like, huh, that looks like the UFO from the Battle of Los Angeles. Which it was. A UFO does not mean aliens, bro. A UFO is just an unidentified flying object. If you look up in the sky and see a weather balloon and you don't know what the fuck a weather balloon looks like, that's a UFO to you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's unexplained. But like, so if they were able to, like with these UFOs, if they were able to warp the gravitational field around them, like if that's how they move so fast, is that they bend the fabric of space and time or whatever, and like they basically warp gravity. Actually, I think it's like that. I think what it is that it warps gravity, which in turn has an effect on space and time or whatever. So if that is the case, then yeah, that would probably make sense as to how they were shooting all these rounds up at this thing and it's not even affected. Well, maybe this thing's like putting off this pulse that's disrupting gravitational field. So any bullets that's coming towards it just literally fall
just get fucking deflected. Yeah, well, could be. I don't know. I just think it's weird.
Some crazy shit, Bake.
Pretty crazy shit, dude. That's not even like Roswell and the UFO would have taken it to Hangar 18 and all that. That's like, yeah, that's all skepticism. This shit's not. This actually 100% fucking happened. The Battle of Los Angeles. Although I live really close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, where Hangar 18 is, and my cousin, who was a sheet metal roofer, actually put the roof on Hangar 18.
Okay.
And he said it was crazy, man. Like the security, he said they weren't allowed to make any penetrations in the roof. You couldn't even shoot a fucking screw through the roof. No penetrations. Like they had to go through all this security shit when they got there. I guess there was a fucking mercury. Like they got all these tunnels that run underground there. Well, they'll drive like little motorcycle type things through them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I guess there was a fucking mercury leak underground, kind of close to where Hangar 18 was. Well, I guess this dude, he fucking just bought brand new work boots like a couple days before. Well, the mercury leak happened, and they come up, and they tested all the guys on the roof with the mercury thing, like a fucking metal detector kind of, but just to detect mercury. All the dudes on the roof are cool. The ground guy, they said was on his. They said he had it on his boots, dude. They took his brand new fucking boots from him. Yeah, he said that dude went home in his fucking underwear.
Dude, that's crazy.
Oh, but he also said that if you hang over the edge, that there's like little stickers of aliens and UFOs and shit on it. Like somebody just taking the piss.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Dude, the more like, and I know this word is so inflammatory to people. Alex Jones. The name. As soon as you say that, like, it's kind of like you get discredited or you get thrown into a category. But one thing that he was talking about on this, it was an older episode of Rogan that just happened to come up on my YouTube recommended, and it was with him and Eddie Bravo. But he was talking about like, it was like, dude, it's such a great episode. But what he's talking about is that like what these aliens are. They're interdimensional beings.
They're interdimensional space demons.
Exactly, dude. It's like, so like he was saying that they're like, which makes so much sense that there were like the whole concept of angels and demons or jinn from the Islamic faith. They're like the whole concept of there being good things and bad things. Like in the Islamic religion, I'm pretty sure they talk about there being an angel on the right shoulder and demon being on the right or whatever.
Yeah, the Chinese got the yin and yang. Everybody's got their own.
Right, so it's like to me, it doesn't actually. It seems, and then he starts to talk about how like, oh, they're taking DMT and they're communicating with these beings that they're getting this information from. Which, like, I don't know, man. It sounds crazy, but it does. To me, it almost starts to make a little bit more sense than like out of space, like alien, like physical aliens coming and doing deals with the government. If the government just has people fucking taking high amounts of like mushrooms and acid and DMT and going into some sort of like seance and trying to communicate, like he was saying that the good beings don't intervene typically with man because they don't intervene with free will, but the demons will intervene with free will because they want to come up to this dimension, like they're in the lower dimension. So like when you basically put yourself out there to communicate with these beings, it's like I don't know, that shit, like I don't fully understand it, but the whole concept.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I know there's some shit he was fucking dead on about.
Well, it's like okay. I'm sorry.
Other shit, not so much. I don't know, dude. Like, yeah, Alex Jones is fucking kooky. But like the Epstein shit, he was talking about the Epstein shit way before that happened.
Yeah, it's just, to me, like, so it's a little bit interesting because, like, you know, he had like the.
I'm a little bit retarded.
he's definitely got like he's definitely acting to a certain extent, but like,
oh, for sure,
it definitely was thought provoking because it made me think about like how the Mexicans used to use like psilocybin mushrooms and stuff like that. And I mean, like whether you want to believe it or not, with Chichen Itza and Teocatl or whatever, these places where there's these Mexican pyramids, I've literally, when I was 11 or 12, I can't remember, but me and my mom and her boyfriend at the time, we went to Mexico and we saw these pyramids, dude. And like, I like literally putting yourself in that like right there where they used to do human sacrifices and they're communicating with the gods, like that within itself kind of, to me, like, I'm not saying that Alex Jones is right, I'm just saying what he said about like how maybe these alien like knowledge and shit is, maybe it's more interdimensional rather than like out of space. Like, I don't know, man. That shit kind of just had me start to thinking, like, what if the world that we're in is like, I started thinking of it more as like a dimensional thing rather than like a physical plane. And I don't know, it's just fucking nuts. To me, it kind of makes sense. Like, if you're gonna have some sort of,
dude, I have no fucking idea. That shit's way over my head. I know that like a lot of real smart people say that the simulation theory, it's like 50-50. Could be, could not be.
I think at this point it's probably more than 50%. How do we always come full circle to simulation?
I don't know, dude. Because it kind of like fucking, I don't know, man. That definitely could be. We could just be living like a Sims life right now in some fucking alien kid's garage.
I don't know what
you know what I mean. He's only been playing it for fucking 20 minutes, but you know, here we are. This many years has passed.
This is probably what it is. The kid's playing. He makes a simulation. He's playing in his parents' garage, and then his parents call him for dinner, and that's where we're at right now. The kid leaves.
2020. The kid had to go eat dinner.
Yeah, he had to go eat dinner. That's what we think of as God. Like, in a minute, Mom. I'm in the 1800s. Give me a minute.
The Americans are having a civil war right
now. Yeah, and fast forward now, it's like, all right, I'm coming. Oh my God.
Could be. I don't know, dog.
Dude, so we're going like an hour and a half, 2 hours in right now.
Yeah.
Any like news and announcements?
Old school had the player and house update. Yeah, I don't know. POH update. I don't really know what the fuck they did because I don't fuck around in my house too much, but I do know that an Ultimate Iron Man lost a Third Age Druidic cloak because they made it to where I think you have to have the whole set to deposit it, like in your costume thing or wherever the fuck you put it. And this dude had already had the cloak in there, and then the update came, and now he can't get it out. The only way he could get it out is to complete the set, which is fucking impossible. because those are the rarest third age pieces anyway. They only come from master clues. So yeah, that dude lost a fucking. I don't even know. I think those things are still over $1 billion. Well, granted, he's an Iron Man. It doesn't fucking matter anyway. World news and stuff. I don't know. I think we went over kind of like all the hot shit already. At least where we live.
Yeah, so I was kind of talking about earlier. I was talking about this new format that I kind of want to introduce. I didn't really like stick to it too much because I didn't really look. I'm looking at the old school news right now, but you know, I think the last time we did an episode was around July 22nd, something like that. So there's been like some, you know, a lot of updates that have happened.
Oh, that's ironic. 666 mil. That's how much the third age druidic cloak is. At least according to the wiki.
6 + 6 + 6 is 18. 1 + 8 is 9 in numerology, and 9 is 6 upside down. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, I don't got anything in news, man. Just trying to fucking live my life and wait till fucking November rolls around so we can get past all this COVID shit.
What is the election gonna like get past the COVID, or is that
Yeah,
when Bill
dude.
Gates?
That's what it'll be fine, dude. After
It's
the
fine.
election.
It's gonna get stupid, man. Is it like
For sure. I guarantee you they're going to come out with a vaccine and try to make it mandatory. Well, I know they're going to come out with a vaccine, but I bet you they try to make it fucking mandatory.
I do feel like that as a general, like speaking generally of vaccines, I do think that they do generally work, but I also do generally think that they have
generally.
I think that they have effects, and also think that they could put things in there that could edit the DNA. People are going to
be, bro. They can put Verichips inside of fucking syringes and inject it straight into your fucking bloodstream.
I mean that, but then they could just
that exists. The technology is there.
Yeah, they could. Dude, I remember hearing about the Verichips back in like
Verichips. Yeah, that's like 10 years old news.
Yeah, do you remember July 6, 2006? It was 666.
Yeah, that's when The Omen came out. The hit motion picture, The Omen.
Ooh. It's funny you remember that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they could. Why. That's a bit of useless fucking information. I have no idea why I know that.
I mean, yeah, they could put little things in the vaccine, put them in there, but like, I mean, really, people might think that's conspiratorial.
Bro, I don't even get a fucking flu shot anymore. Every time I got the flu shot, I would get sick as fuck. Then I quit getting the flu shot, and magically I don't get sick. I haven't had the flu in fucking 10 years, dude. I never get sick. Well, then again, I drink enough to kill just about anything on the fucking planet, but... Think about that, though, bro. How many people you know that just drink a ton that get sick? I don't know any, like, diehard alcoholics that get fucking sick.
I mean, they say alcohol kills things.
Yeah, I mean, yourself included, but at least you won't get sick.
I think you'd have to do liquor, though, because I think beer...
Yeah, no, it's not high enough.
Yeah, exactly. But shit. Oh no, but like as far as the vaccine goes, though, like yeah, they could put like a little chip or something like the Verichip. But like what I'm more concerned about, like that, like as like right now, like as of right now, with us talking about this, has made me think about is like the CRISPR technology where they with the gene editing,
fucking full on edit genes, bro.
Yeah. So why couldn't there be some sort of
that's
like
cool technology though, dude? Because you can like. Theoretically, you'd be able to get rid of like serious fucking illnesses that people have. That technology's cool, but putting a fucking chip that could fucking track you and all that other shit is like that just seems a bit much.
The whole tracking thing, man, they already got that down with cell phones. But like,
what if been down with cell phones, dude? Yeah.
What if they put something into the vaccine that would affect the RNA, the junk? Or whatever they call it, junk DNA of human. Like, what if there was something that literally would just change the DNA, like for some, like make it more susceptible to certain things? I don't know. I think there should be more focus on like a healthy immune system as far as combating this shit. Like,
Yeah.
I got sick as fuck last week. I was out of work for like a whole week. I went to go get the COVID test. It was negative. I've also been taking vitamin D3 and zinc for the past couple months now.
Zinc's
Like,
that shit, dude.
I don't fucking know, but you're right too.
I wouldn't take a ton of it though, because if you do get like a cold or something, like which taking zinc is going to prevent you from getting a cold. But if you're taking it all the time, like if you do catch a cold, then since you have so much in your body already, like it's not going to help treat it, if that makes any sense.
Probably why I was sick for like a whole damn week.
I'm also not a doctor, so don't listen to me.
Dr. Bake. All right, man. Well, shit, dude. We could probably go on for a while.
Yeah, we can make this a fucking 4-hour podcast, but I want to fucking go have some drinks.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you coming in, dude. It's been really fun. Like,
fuck yeah, it was fun, man. I couldn't let you do episode 100 alone.
I was doing it alone. And it was like I was like talking and kind of like realizing I'm rambling and shit. I'm like, oh god.
How long did you do it by yourself for?
32 minutes.
Jesus. All right. Well.
But
all right, brother. Well, it was a fucking fun time.
Yeah, man. Thank you for coming on, and let's do this again, dude. Let's do 1-on-1, and 1-on-1, maybe we can focus a little bit more on RuneScape and shit like that. There's a lot of
yeah. We need to go over, like, we need to probably stick the new format, or at least vaguely. Who the? Okay, I don't even want to know.
We can stick to the new format, but one of the things I've been thinking about recently, bro, is that the whole word Rogan and RuneScape. You could look at that as, oh, this is a podcast where they talk about Rogan and RuneScape, and then you could be like, oh shit, they're not talking about Rogan or RuneScape. These guys are quacks. But then I started to think about it. What's different? It's just a name. What about Netflix and chill? It's the same.
Yeah.
If you can Netflix and chill, and you can Rogan and RuneScape. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean that you don't
Rogan and RuneScape, which just means talks about
whatever you want.
Are
dude.
we gonna make that a fucking adjective now?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
dude.
just chilling at home, Rogan and RuneScape.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what people need to broaden their horizons and realize. It's like, yeah, there's at one point it was a structure of Rogan strictly and RuneScape, but it's evolved more than that. Now it's an adjective to describe. We're just Rogan and RuneScaping.
Yeah, dog.
But all right, brother.
I'm with it, man. Looking forward to 101.
Yes, sir.
Have a good one, brother.
All right, Strictly Bay. Thanks, man.
See ya.